Not even
Not even
close.
not even a question, really.
Right. I would agree. Not even close.
But doesn't have the hardware.
And he got all of
But he did kill it in Ace Ventura. So
And it's crazy. We never even saw if they actually won that.
oh, the
Ace
game in
Ventura.
Ace Ventura,
Yeah.
they definitely won. With Snowflake back. And that was a Super Bowl too, right?
Yes, it was. The
That
first
seemed like an early kickoff.
the first team to host a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they were a host. That seemed like an early kickoff. That
Yes,
at 12
it
o'clock.
definitely was. One o'clock kickoff.
But back then, Super Bowls weren't as late anyway, though. Like, you remember Seinfeld? Super Bowl was in New York.
Oh, was
You
it?
remember?
I remember
Oh,
that.
was it really, JB?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
one when Super Bowl was in New York. He had tickets there, and something happened. But yeah, and it was in the daytime. Like, yeah,
Okay.
I guess they gotta just because normally, even when it's like, unless it's like Arizona or something,
Right.
normally it's like
mhm.
it seems like it doesn't even start till
And
close to dark.
the one they did have in New York, it was recently when it was snowing. That was a blowout. That was terrible.
Which one? Who was that? I remember it was
Denver
that
and
That was
Seattle.
Denver.
Denver, Seattle. Percy Harvin game.
Oh yeah, that was a horrible one.
They're going get us. And you was playing in a pool. The first play of the game was a freaking safety. Pool destroyed. Like the number
Right.
two right off the bat. And
Oh
Joey,
yeah.
oh Joey, we are live though. Just by the way, I had to get that
Oh,
live going when you ain't
coming
when
to you
you.
live.
You know what? Do I have it on the wrong station? No, I don't. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me switch. No, because it says CJ squared here, but I think I have it on.
We are live.
We are live, coming to you
We are
live.
live.
Oh yeah, make sure the chat's working.
The chat is working, JB.
All right, good, 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 good. All right, a lot of stuff going on in the NBA.
In the NBA, and a bad day for being poor.
Oh my goodness.
If you're poor, you're now going to be poor because you don't matter.
Come on, man. We all matter.
Not everybody, JB.
Beautiful.
Not everybody.
Most beautiful.
You don't matter so much, they're gonna take away all any benefits that you have because you're poor.
No, I
Right.
wonder what's going to happen to. I wonder if Virginia going to lose school money.
Apparently, we everybody's losing school money.
Oh, okay, yeah, but
Uh,
I'm just saying.
All public schools are supposed to be losing money
Well, I
because
know the money. I was watching a video that the money was supposed to be released on the first, and they withholding a lot of it.
I don't know if that's legal.
All I know is I can't. I don't mean no harm, but just can't. I don't want it to affect my check.
That's all.
I ain't quite.
That's
I ain't
really what
quite
matters.
ready. I ain't quite ready to retire yet. So I need. Like my dad would say, I need it.
How many more
You
Oh
ain't
years
my
you got,
hungry.
God.
JB?
I ain't hungry. I'm always hungry. What are you talking about?
How many more years do you think you're putting in?
Man, we gonna let it be a secret, Chris. I
He,
can't.
he,
I,
he's
I
got
can't
10,
tell the.
Chris.
I
He's
can't
got
tell the
10 in him.
public that. I can do 10. I might just do 5 though. You just never know.
Joey might have to lock that in on a long-term bet. How
Yeah,
long? How long
yeah,
you
he might. But Joey ain't that far
hot
behind
take?
me, I don't think. Joey probably got about 14, 15 years.
I got 10 more years left to get
Joey won't even know
full.
what to do with himself if
I
he
sure
You
stops
wouldn't,
got
brother.
10
working.
more years to get 30?
10 more. The year 20 just ended, JB. Year 20 just ended.
Yeah, see?
Joey, if Joey ain't working 6 jobs, I called Dana today. He's like, yeah, Joey's out working with grassroots. I was like, what the? I
Joey
didn't even
gonna
know that.
yeah,
I'll
Joey
be out
gonna
there
work,
Monday
man.
too, Chris. So I'm gonna call you for that schedule. I'm gonna be out there Monday too.
He gonna work.
I
You know,
already told Will.
You
hey
asked me,
man, gotta go to work.
how was the crew looking today, Joey?
Hey, tell you this, Chris. Will is that is one that he is one that does his job very, very well.
Will's good. Will's real good. He doesn't mess around. I know that.
No, he definitely doesn't.
He's the one who he gets the most out of the stuff, but he has a little bit of an attitude problem sometimes.
I can see that.
Yeah, he gets heated. I like Will, but him and Don are boys, but
Yeah.
he's all business. JB
Yes,
was
he
like,
is.
I like somebody's
gets
all
it.
business.
he gets his
Ab-
work. He gets his
absolutely.
work
Listen,
done.
I'm all business, but don't think
Yes, you
won't
are.
don't think I won't play around and don't be fooled by
I mean, the thing is like with him
I'm
is
all business, but I love to play.
I mean, as long as you know when to do it, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
JB, I still remember when you asked that sub next time I leave sub plans for you, can you actually do them? that lady needed to know that you were all business. Can you do what I asked you to do next
time, piece of advice. She's
You
like,
get it?
okay.
Hey, that's a legit question to ask, though, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
If I'm out and I come back and
Can you
then
do
we
what I
like
asked you to do
a week behind.
next time?
What was she doing the whole time?
Well, she was
Yeah.
on a
Man,
she was
you
a
don't need-
spiritual teacher, Chris. She
you don't want to know, man.
have discussions and gauge feelings and thoughts, and
JB don't want any
but
of
they
it.
should have been doing science.
Doing their work. I never forget. I had this one lady who was in my class for a while. She was a TA, and she would try to tell me how to teach. I was like, "Lady, you the TA for a reason. You do your job, and I'll do mine. Don't tell me how to teach. We can have some discussions, but don't you gonna just say you're trying to tell me how to teach?" I was like,
Well,
"What?"
actually, JB, studies show.
He just was like, it was just based off emotions, man. You know, me, when I taught, look,
Business.
learn, like my dad taught me, learn to burn. We here to learn. We ain't here to mess around. My kids had fun in class though. That's the crazy part. So it's all good. My kids had fun in class. They learned a lot and had fun.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think it's just knowing when to do which.
Exactly. And if you want to come to my class ain't doing no work, well, we ain't having no fun.
Fun part is gone.
No, it's not about fun. It's nope.
You earn that.
Yeah, I checked. It says my current service is 20 years, so I got 10 years exactly from today.
So you and Joey started about the same time.
I started before Joey, but I did serve in the Army for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to Texas for a while too. When I first worked at Newport News, and I worked at pretty much, if I did not join the military and then move, I would be probably at 27 years right now.
Oh man.
Yeah, because about 25. Yeah, I can buy back 5 years, so that's all good.
We're gonna walk out together.
No, we're not. I'll be like this.
JB was running.
I'm gonna show up at your retirement party. Like, yeah, I've been retired for like 5 years now. So, and how's it feel? Oh no, sir. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna make it to 10. But anyway, let's talk about some basketball here. Yeah, bet Joey. Yeah, Joey got the TV down there. Oh my God, what you watching, Joey? What show you watching?
I'm turning it off right now.
No, you can leave it on. What show are you watching?
I can't. I'm still watching Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, I like that shirt you wear. What's that shirt you got on, Joey?
Yeah. Out of this world.
That's a nice shirt. That's a player design shirt too.
There's a mutant on there, like the
Yeah,
one that we instruct every day.
you familiar with those things, mutants? I tell you.
There's a mutant on there.
All right, guys. Free agents. All right, Chris. What's your what team you think has made the best moves in free agency since it started?
And we'll preface this with saying we did discuss that we all think the Rockets that we like the Rockets move, but that we had already discussed KD, so we don't think that move is the top one. But to me, I'm gonna go Hawks here. If you can get a Porzingis, and that's a big if, but if you can get Porzingis, a healthy Porzingis from 2 years, even a couple years before, I mean, he seemed to struggle all last year with different types of health issues, and he's kind of always been injury play.
He had a mystery illness
or whatever.
Year.
Yeah. But if you can get him healthy, that's huge. They're already kind of building something there as it is. You know, that with the problem is that Trae Young is as good as he is on the offensive end, he's as equally bad on the defensive end. And I think they're trying to build guys around him. And given Porzingis, that's just one more really long. I mean, he's a huge guy.
Mm-hmm.
You got Daniels kind of comes in and kind of is the opposite of Trae Young as far as, was he defensive player of the year or second? Was he Daniels?
It was second place. He got second.
Yeah.
place.
So that's a guy who can, take over for Trae Young as far as trying to carry the load there. They got the rookie from last year, the number 1 pick. So, and then they got Luke Kennard, which every team needs a guy like Kennard. I mean, he's a perfect guy that every team needs. And then they got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who he actually really showed up, I think, in the playoffs, played pretty well for them. Another kind of 3-and-D type of guy. So I think they're long, they're pretty young. And so to me, are they necessarily a top 3 team in the East? Probably not, but we already know the East is
they could be though.
It's up for grabs. So they've got a roster. Obviously, the Porzingis health is going to be huge. They moved on from Capella, who's been there for a while, but and actually, I think that'll give, who's that, a Kongwu or whatever? That'll
he can be the starter at center. Yeah,
he'll finally get some real minutes there because they've never really unleashed him. So they're good, they're young, they're long. They don't have the shooters like they used to, but they're getting some. So
I mean, they got old boy. They got Luke Kennard, who is the current
Alexander
NBA leader in percentage.
Trae Young, we already know, can shoot. So Johnson, did Johnson hurt last year?
He got hurt last year, so he's going to be back healthy.
He was kind of taking that next step. So I liked him as a young roster. And so I think they really made some good moves. So I'm going Hawks for me.
The Hawks. Joey, who you going with the good moves this offseason?
Chris and JB, buttons. Millions of fans watching this podcast right now.
Millions of fans watching this podcast. Let me look.
Hit that subscribe button right now.
Oh, hit that subscribe. We haven't said that in a while. Hit the like, hit the subscribe.
You can't get any better analysis on Thursday evenings than what you're getting right here.
We earn from 10:30 on.
That's right.
Hey, you can always come back and watch it. You don't have to watch what's going on.
Yes, you can. Now, best free agency move of this offseason was done by the Denver Nuggets. I think Denver did a wonderful job. They have the world's best player, in my opinion. The world's best player who is playing at an extremely high level. I see him playing at this high level for the next few years. So why not get some shot makers to go along with a point center, point forward, point whatever, just a guy that just that has control over the style and the flow of most basketball games. And they were able to do it and get a few more players that do the same thing that one very expensive player does. Michael Porter just seemed to get worse since the championship year. And you bring in a Cam Johnson, the most relevant Tar Heel in the NBA at the moment.
Embarrassing, but true.
But he's a very good role player. He can get his own shot, but he can knock down a corner three. He can knock down the three from anywhere. Bring back a finals hero, Bruce Brown, who can get to the cup, can knock down an open three, can play tough team defense. So I think this was a great move on them to get some other shot makers that seem to show up and are a little bit more consistent as far as showing up compared to what Michael Porter Jr. had sort of turned into.
They also got
Hardaway. You may forget Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway Jr., who is
and they got the center from they got Valanciunas.
Valanciunas. Now there's word. Say it again, Chris.
Joey was gonna say.
Yeah, that he might ask for a buyout so he can go to Europe
or to Greece,
possibly. Hopefully, he doesn't, because he's a very good center who will complement Joker, spell him when he needs to.
He's like, I'm not backing that dude up.
I'm a starter, which he is a starter. A very good starter. Maybe not what he used to be, but
yeah,
I was him. I mean, unless Europe is paying him more, or unless he just feels like going back there.
Where is he from? Like Lithuania or something?
I think he is, Chris. I think he is. But I feel much better about Denver's team competing with this roster of players rather than if they were going to somehow run it back. I'm not, even though they have a crazy good Joker, I'm not worried about Denver. But now Denver,
I mean, that team though with Porter barely did anything, and they still took OKC to 7 games.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean, I think OKC was the better team, but still, when you have that guy on your team, he keeps you in. And he didn't even have a great series against them, but he keeps you in games because of the way it flows through him. So you're just kind of waiting for Jamal Murray to take that next step. He's just he's low floor, high ceiling guy.
Can a guy stay healthy?
And he can't stay healthy.
Can't he just stay healthy?
And neither can Aaron Gordon, for that matter.
Yeah. So Denver, best free agency signings. And these are mine. All NBA players.
JB, you stole JB's, Joe.
That was mine. So I'll just throw a good one out there that could keep a team above water for a while, and that is the Mavericks by signing. What's the boy out of the Nets? D'Angelo
Russell.
Yeah, they signed Russell, right, to hold the fort down until Kyrie comes back. And because Dallas is gonna be pretty good too.
They are.
They still got Clay. They still got the young boy from LA who was pretty good.
Well, now the figure with 10 teams make the playoffs, really you just got to stay afloat.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
And kind of start gelling. Kyrie's a consummate pro. He's just gonna walk in and do what he does when he gets healthy. So their biggest thing.
Bringing in Cooper Cup. They got the first pick. They got AD still. They got Gafford. They're gonna be big. I mean, their front line. The West is gonna have some gigantic teams. Now the Spurs as well. The Spurs they brought in their boy from Dallas. I mean, not Dallas, from Boston, Luke Cornett.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So a lot of teams are bringing in these bigs, man, trying to go with that double big lineup to match up with OKC.
Well, like we said, it's a copycat league. It's if one team does it.
I know.
Then let's
Spurs. I mean, who the Spurs? The Spurs got Dylan Harper.
Dylan.
They got Castle off of a Rookie of the Year. They got
Castle off the Rookie of the Year. They still got
they're obviously theirs is
Aaron Fox. I mean, the West has some loaded teams, man.
West is loaded.
The East, not so much.
Not loaded.
That's why LeBron is just
get out of town. He should be. Isn't it weird that hypothetically the Mavericks could have won the NBA championship and had the number 1 pick?
Oh, you mean
that's weird.
Well, it's because what they should do is nobody that makes the playoffs at this point, because it used to just be the lottery. They need to just move it up now.
That's weird.
But what? It had like a point. It was a real low percentage, right?
It was, but I still feel like you shouldn't even be allowed to even be in the contest, because it used to just be the lottery, but now is every team that didn't make the playoffs. But now it's
coulda, shoulda, Chris. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
But still, I mean, I don't even know why you even bother. I mean,
that's weird.
I don't like the lottery, period. But
you think they should? The problem they do a lottery because they try to get rid of teams just tanking, knowing they have the best pick.
They're gonna tank.
Yeah,
like if there's a good enough guy.
Yeah.
But really, it's like, okay.
But the Dolphins were tanking for Tua. It didn't help them.
Say the Wizards this year, whatever they were doing, if that wasn't tanking, it didn't matter anyway.
That's Chris. I mean, if they weren't taking it, not, they said they were tanking, but I sit there and watch them. I was like, okay, they're tanking, but I see them go to Denver and beat Denver. Or I watched it on TV, like, how in the heck did the Wizards beat Denver?
Right. Yeah, because these guys are professionals. The guys on the court, I think the tanking has to come from the front office of just trying to deplete the roster so much, or just like what OKC did, where Al Horford doesn't play at all. But really,
that was just blatant tanking.
But to me, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make a difference anyway. Like, it's going to happen regardless.
Spurs did too.
I just would rather see the bad teams. Like, what makes the NFL so good is that you can turn your season around. Now, obviously, there's only 17 games, so it's easier. But you can turn your season around much quicker. The NFL parity is way better. The NBA, it's like NBA and MLB. It's just.
Are you sure? Think about this, Chris. Your statement seems kind of backwards. You just said that the NFL's parity is better than the NBA's. We have had 7 different champions.
I mean, at the top level, it is better. But I'm saying at the bottom level, like Washington, and within a year.
Are you saying that there's more parity in teams being able to come from the bottom?
Yeah, I think that like the NBA team, like the Wizards, the Wizards are no chance that they're going to win
the Wizards have been sucking for years, decades.
But like, who would be the comparison of the Wizards to the Commanders? Like 2 years ago when the Commanders were horrible. Who would that be in the NBA right now?
OKC.
No, they were horrible last year. Last year they were the number 1 seed.
2 years ago.
Yeah, but they still were. They still
made the playoffs.
A playoff team, Joey.
3 years ago they were awful.
But also, you knew that roster was really good, though. They flipped it. I'm saying in 1 year they went from a top 3 pick to an NFC championship in 1 year.
Yeah.
NBA, that would be like the Charlotte Hornets.
You see, maybe if Chet didn't get hurt, because remember, Chet got hurt. His first year, he didn't even play.
He didn't play, yeah.
The second year, he came back, got hurt, and they still number 1 seed. I mean,
maybe it's that way, but I'm saying most of the time, you just already know which teams are not going to.
Well, but the thing about the NFL and the NBA is different. In the NFL, man, you remember how we talked about Miami all year, how not Miami football, not the Dolphins, but the Hurricanes, and how they would winning so many close games.
Right.
And the games that the Commanders win last year that they had no business winning.
Well, yeah, I do think that there's probably 4 or 5 games every year that the ball could bounce one way or another, and you go from 6-win team to a 11-win team in just a couple different plays. So I think the football is a little bit different, and you only play so few games. I think if they elongated it, if the season was 50 games, there would probably be
NBA 50 games.
It would be way more of probably it wouldn't be such a tight, a tight parity like it is.
Right.
I just feel like, to me, they're just like, you're just setting up. And baseball is the same way. Like the A's, like they had like a salary cap of like 70 million or something, right? At one point.
I wonder if it's even that.
Well, look, baseball, we shouldn't even talk about baseball because baseball is not fair. How they do it is not fair.
Baseball at this point is turning into like European soccer leagues where it's like 4 or 5 teams dominating.
You're pretty much paying to be good.
Yeah, that's what I hate about. Right. That's what I hate about European soccer leagues, and now baseball's turning into that. It's the
baseball trying to stay alive, Chris. They're trying to stay relevant. That's why.
Yeah, basically.
They're trying to stay relevant. I guess you say relevant when your most iconic teams are winning.
Yeah, they're trying your biggest markets. They're going to say, well, you just go out and spend.
Yeah.
And just
spend it.
Because people won't want to see the Twins versus I don't even know who would be the Twins versus the Brewers in the finals.
I would, because that way we know that the teams who are paying are just winning. You just get
yeah, but you're an actual baseball fan. I'm talking the casuals. I'm talking about the casuals.
Getting every freaking best player you can get on your team, and then act like it's not rigged.
Oh yeah.
Now, NFL's not like that. I don't think that's rigged. The NBA can't be like that. But I mean, it's amazing though how some teams have all this depth, and then some teams have no depth. It's amazing.
Well, the NBA is like, at least we went through a period where superstars are willing to take pay cuts, and I don't even know how you get around that.
Now they's like, I need my money,
but not anymore.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
But Tom Brady was never the highest paid guy.
Yeah, but I'm saying Tom Brady was making. He was good because he was making enough money off the top of everything else, though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not many NFL guys are making a whole bunch of commercials and stuff on the side, And Tom Brady definitely was doing that. Still is. How do you go from playing football to be guaranteed the #1 spot as a commentator on the station when you're not even? It's not even better than old boy, the guy from Carolina,
Greg Olson.
Greg Olson.
Would he get 300 million?
Something like that.
Something crazy.
He got CR7 money.
And he's
CR7.
CR7.
That's Saudi Arabian money.
the oil money right there.
Oil money. Oh my God! I tell you what. You know what? Be honest with y'all, I got to the point where I'm watching Red Zone most of the time, or when I'm watching a game just by itself, I'm not even listening to the commentators.
No,
I don't even want to hear them talk no more. I'm done. You know, every once in a while I listen, but most of the time I got something else going on while I'm doing something else and got that off.
Just have it on in the background.
Yeah. And I like the NBA ones because except for Reggie Miller. I don't like Reggie Miller. I don't.
Whatever happened to, real quick before we get to the next one, whatever happened to Chris Webber?
C-Web is NBA. Is he NBA? No, that's a good question. He's not on TNT.
Chris Webber always getting into something. Let's see what he's doing. I think he did something happened. He got these guys be on their stations. They be getting kicked off.
I thought he was all right, actually.
I thought so too.
Yeah, he's living on a farm and has a weed business. What it looks like.
Oh, maybe he just had enough. He just felt like doing it anymore.
Make that money.
Yeah.
He's out there farming.
Make that money.
Yeah, man. All that stuff going on with the University of Michigan back then. And remember that whole
wanted to get paid
debacle and all that. Nowadays they're giving it's crazy. Nowadays they're giving out money.
Yes, they are.
That's like folks sitting in prison right now or in jail for marijuana charges, but yet all these places are here. People making millions of dollars selling marijuana. That's the most ridiculous thing ever. But anyway,
yes, it is.
that's crazy, right?
CD Squared CJ Square Sports and Stuff.
That is crazy right there. That's like crazy. You got folks out here making millions of dollars selling marijuana in some places. Yet you got folks sitting in prison off of charges for selling marijuana.
I believe Joe Montana has a weed business that does very.
All these guys got businesses.
You might as well any business that you can make money and it's legal.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know, It's not easy out of brothel.
Yeah, which is legal in Nevada.
In Nevada.
Right. The old Bunny Ranch.
The Bunny Ranch.
Yeah.
HBO.
All right. A topic that is probably the Godfather is interested in.
Oh boy.
Should the Steelers move on from TJ Watt? Yes or no? I'll start since really last question. Joyce pretty much stole my thunder.
You're not this time.
Sorry, JB.
That's all good. I mean, I that's what I had down. I was like, hey, I had Kevin Durant, but Chris said we couldn't talk about that. So I said, okay, let me go into the next one I got written down. And then
we're just blocking you all night.
All right, so
swatting you tonight.
The answer is let him go. Do not pay this guy $200 million. No. I mean, he's worth the bag, but not that bag. He ain't Jamar Chase type money right now. He's especially older too. He ain't young. So I say let him go. Let him test the market. That's me. I think he is the most disruptive defensive end in the league. I do. I mean, Micah gets more pressures, but Micah don't get as many forced fumbles and sacks as Watt. So that's worth more than a pressure, because guys get pressured and still complete passes. Guys don't complete passes on their back or when they fumble.
Right.
So yeah, that's how I take it. All right. What do y'all say?
Chris and JB. Pay the man. You have to pay the man. He is still, even though I don't know if the rules are the same for a defensive player past 30 like it is for a running back or maybe even a receiver. Sometimes TJ Watt is past 30, but he's still playing at an all-pro level. He is, for what remains of the old Steeler way of pounding the ball down your throat and playing great defense, having great defensive ends that rush the quarterback. He fits that mold. He is a Tomlin guy. He is just a Steeler. He's a Steeler guy. Now, the one that I'm going to compare him to would be Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett, I think, is the best defensive end in football, maybe the best defensive player in football. I'm not going out on a limb saying that. However, if you break the numbers down, TJ Watt is basically just as good as Myles Garrett's. And as you said, JB, I say sacks are overrated. But JB, you just said that he may be the number one guy as far as just disrupting an offense. If he doesn't get an actual sack, he's going to make a left tackle or a right tackle uncomfortable. He's going to make a quarterback uncomfortable. He's going to wreck the offense's scheme, what they want to actually do, what the offense coordinator wants to actually do. I think that is absolutely worth it. Now, Myles Garrett, of course, that's what Cleveland does. Cleveland resets the whole freaking market. Myles Garrett just reset the market, so now we know what Micah Parsons is going to be in the neighborhood of getting, probably somewhere between 35 and 40 million per. So I think TJ Watt deserves somewhere right in that neighborhood, if not the same, right there with him, because TJ Watt pretty much does the same thing Myles Garrett does. The exact same thing. Now, I find it very hard that Pittsburgh is going to actually trade him. He's probably the most beloved Steeler right now. The, maybe, but if they can somehow get a first round pick for him, the way that the Steelers are, they have done a very poor job of rebuilding since Roethlisberger's left, since their last Super Bowl. They've done a poor job, which is a surprise for them. If they can somehow get multiple picks that includes a first round pick, I think they should definitely look into that. But if you're not looking to trade him,
pay him or trade him.
Yeah, pay him.
Okay,
pay him.
Joey wants
Steeler. Pay him. I'm on both sides, but if I'm only gonna pick one, pay TJ Watt. He's worth every penny.
Well, to me, now the argument I guess would be I think he is definitely one of the top 2 or 3 defensive players in the league. And I guess if Myles Garrett is worth $200 million, he is right in there in that level, probably a little bit less because of he's a little bit older. But if I'm the Steelers, I'm just not paying him for one. He's 30 years old.
Ain't paying nobody.
He's 30 years old.
Myles Garrett's contract is not $200 million. It's $160 million.
You
All
see,
right, so $160
with
million.
123 guaranteed.
You see who we're talking to here, JB.
I know. I'm just saying. And Jamar Chase has the highest contract for a non-QB.
Well, for me, you have QB issues. You're stuck in the middle. He's 30 years old. Yep. So how many guys are elite after, say, 34, 35, right?
Not many.
All right. So that's multiple reasons.
Young man's game.
You think of the guys of the teams who are really, really good, the Eagles great up front. Why is it, though, is that they have multiple guys that are great up front.
And they're young.
They don't just have one guy, and they are young. To me, you're locking up one guy who, how many playoff wins does he have at this point in his career? 0. So what else is he going to do in order to get you to that next level? And you've not only that, now you've locked in more money to get him there, right? He as good as he is as an edge rusher, he's just all right as a run defender. And who knows, it could be even you wonder if the Steelers have always had guys who are really good at the Steelers and then they leave and they're not nearly the same guy. Now, I'm not saying because he's a high motor guy that he is going to be that, but who knows if it's scheme level as well. So to me, you now lock this guy up. Like, it's one thing when the Chiefs lock up Chris Jones because they're a Chris Jones away. We saw the impact of what he did when they were right there, and then they go out and they lock him in, and that pushes him over the top. Bringing TJ Watt back doesn't necessarily bring them over. They're going to have to rebuild anyway. So by the time the Steelers are good again, TJ Watt's going to probably be 34 years old, probably, right? If they rebuild correctly, which they haven't shown the ability to be able to do anyway. They've been, on the defensive side, they've been pretty good. But even that is now, they're not the old Steelers from 5-6 years ago where they're just dominating. Last year, they were giving up 25, 30 points each game, it felt like. So to me, I'm going in and saying I'm in full. I don't want to just be in middle of the one playoff and you're out the first round every year. TJ Watt is really good, an exceptional player, but he hasn't shown the ability to make them go out and really truly elite like a quarterback could. So to me, go out, rebuild. You swung with the teams you got. And I think he deserves the money from somebody. I just don't think he deserves. To me, it's a team that's like, okay, who's the Chris Jones? Who's the one TJ Watt away, right? Put him on Washington last year. I don't think that they win it, but he makes a massive difference on that team right towards the end of the season when they really need it. I don't think on the Steelers he makes enough of a difference So you're looking at who could be a TJ Watt away is what you need to find. Somebody's going to pay him, and they'll probably overpay him because he is such a player the way that the Browns did. As good as Myles Garrett has been, they've won one playoff game? Have they even won one?
One.
They've won one. So to me, you look at the elite defensive ends, everyone talks about that the quarterbacks and the defensive ends are the big positions. I don't even think it's a comparison. The teams who have great quarterbacks are teams that go deep in the playoffs. The teams that go have great defensive ends, it hasn't shown up that they go great deep into the playoffs. Who's the Chiefs' best defensive end?
You don't know who it is. You can't even name it. Kill Loftus. They don't have one.
Loftus, yeah. I mean, they have good. I think what it is they have multiple guys up front, like the Eagles. The Ravens are good. The Bills are the same way.
Good coaching too.
So to me, I'm all for somebody should pay him. Obviously, if that's the market, I just don't. If I'm the Steelers, I'm just not going down that road. You swung with him. He was exceptional. He's a top 3 defensive player in the league, but locking him up now gives you way less wiggle room to try to compete, I feel like. So to me, I'd rather just be able to compete and tear it down. They feel like they just want to keep.
Are you done, man? You've been talking for like 10 minutes now. We got it.
You got it. All right.
Yeah, we got it. You're not paying them, Chris. We know you're not paying. You're not paying TJ Watt. Neither am I. Joey's paying him because Joey's co-signing with the Godfather. Godfather probably called him up and said, "Hey, you can't mess with the family." He probably gave him a call.
Where does he want to pay him, Joey?
I don't know what the Godfather wants to do with him yet.
Let him walk.
The Steelers seem to have some pretty bad contracts, though. I mean, if you have a great player that does his job, pay him. Stop paying guys that haven't earned these dang contracts, and draft better. Of course, draft better. I know is not something that is just done like with a snap of a finger. But you're the Steelers. They've done a poor job. At least reward the person that continues to show up to work every day and perform at a high level.
Unfortunately, the standard is now there.
Yeah, you're
right. That's the standard now. Not the standard is the standard. The standard is 1 year, a playoff, make the playoffs and get booted. That's the new standard.
Can we possibly win?
No. And he's actually stayed healthy. There were years where I felt like he was getting dinged up a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he's played. I mean, he played 17
last 2 years, I think.
Yeah, he played all games. Yep.
But before that, I felt like he was a little bit more injury prone.
But he already got injured. He missed like 1 or 2 games his first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. 1 or 2, but then he missed 7 games in 2022.
Yeah, that was the big year where he was killing it at the beginning of the year, I think, right? I think he was killing it and then felt like got hurt or something.
Yeah, he came back next year, 19 sacks. First team All-Pro.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did see real quick, we saw what Detroit was when Hutchinson was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much better. And so a team like Detroit, you go, okay, well, I can see that because they're on the cusp of winning the Super Bowl, or making a deep run, and they want to have a guy like that. I just don't think Pittsburgh is there. So yeah,
that's a great point. They are not there. Aaron Rodgers.
Trey want to pay everybody. He want everybody to get fed.
Well, they did get. Hey, they do have Aaron Rodgers on a super cheap deal, so maybe they're looking up. I mean,
that's money. What Button said. Aaron Rodgers is going to have them win.
And if they draft a quarterback next year, that guy's going to get a super cheap deal.
Yes, he is.
I don't know. Yeah, they got Yes,
so right there, you're not.
That's why you should pay him.
You're not locking in money at a quarterback position, so maybe they're thinking, all right, well, we can pay this guy because most of the big money usually is reserved for quarterbacks.
And that they're giving big money to a big time wideout.
JB's boy, old Metcalf.
Right. So
Yeah,
Hey,
he
the
got a
man.
decent contract. He ain't got no big time contract.
It's a pretty big time contract, JB.
Let me look this contract up.
It's a pretty big time. It's not Jamar Chase, but considering he had a down year last year, and of course he was hurt.
He got 58 million in guarantees. He got $30 million signing bonus though, the largest ever for a wide receiver.
The largest ever for a wide receiver.
The signing bonus, yes, was 30 million.
They're like, sorry, Rodgers, we got no money.
It was like, here you go. Here's all your chips here.
You're not getting anything else.
We don't care what you do. Here's all your money up front.
Go invest it. Put that money in SPY, right, Joey?
That's right.
3 years, 72 million. They pretty much have paid him like almost like more than 1/3 of it already. He ain't even paid a down.
Yeah, very talented, but I mean, should he be getting the largest signing bonus in NFL history for a wide receiver?
Maybe. Steelers throwing. Hey, they got Aaron Rodgers. They in win now mode.
Who are these Steelers?
They're the team that could probably finish third in their division.
Very true.
All right.
That's a good segue into
Cincinnati. This is a good segue to our next conversation.
This is such a foolish question that Chris put on here.
Yeah, it says if Joe Burrow doesn't make the playoffs for a third year in a row, is he still a top 5 QB? I was looking at my list of quarterbacks and I was saying, now normally the top 5, you know what's crazy? Even though Jalen Hurts has been in the Super Bowl twice, I haven't seen a list yet that has him in the top 5. He's always outside. He's always in top 10, never in top 5.
Right.
Maybe because he doesn't. I think the Eagles didn't pass. They passed the least out of all teams last year.
Well, Eli Manning was never a top 5 quarterback, but he won 2 Super Bowls.
Is Eli Manning the Hall of Famer?
Yes, he is.
Of course.
I would say he is. We'll have to ask
Buttons.
Buttons is the Hall of Fame guy. He's the critical.
Russ is going to give him the Hall of Fame. Well, maybe not, because Mike Evans got a Super Bowl win, and Buttons does not want to give him any props. He hates Mike. He doesn't
like compilers like LeBron.
So normally the top 5 QBs, they normally have like. Somehow I saw a list that had Jalen Daniels up there. It always has these 4 guys in it though. The 5th guy up for interpretation. They always have Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, Burrow. Every list I see has those guys in the top 5. So are we saying that if Burrow does not make the playoffs, that he's not a top 5 QB, even though his defense sucks?
Yeah, but all right. So I'm going to take this question. First off, if you're a top 5 guy, an elite guy, and the question mark is not like, if we talk about Mahomes, we talk about Allen, we talk about Lamar. That's the class he's supposed to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like,
he is in it.
If we're talking about that class, there's no question in the world that they're going to make the playoffs. We've seen Josh Allen. You're telling me that roster, he's got the best receiving core of all of the guys that we just mentioned. Not even close. It's not close that his receiving core is so much better than those guys. There's multiple games last year, if you look, where other quarterbacks came in and outplayed him. He puts up stats, but how do we know those aren't skewed stats? Really, in his career, he had one really good run, and then he's gotten stats. But think about it. Matthew Stafford did the same thing in his career other than the one Super Bowl, put up big numbers every year, and we weren't always saying he was an automatic top 5 guy. The fact that now the bar is just make the playoffs is ridiculous. And then now if he doesn't make it 3 years in a row, when there's other guys that...
Did he get hurt one year, though? He got hurt year before last, though, right?
Well, he did get hurt one of those, but he's played most of the year. But what I'm saying
And he
is
was
that
rolling.
I'm saying is that if he gets it, if he doesn't get in, that's 3 years in a row not making the playoffs, where we are already saying the quarterback position is the most important. Now, all of a sudden, when we go to Burrow, we go, oh, no, well, it's other stuff is more important. You take off Mahomes off Kansas City.
That's why.
You take what's his name off of Kansas City, and then everybody would be saying, oh, well, you know, their roster or whatever, if you replace him with anybody else. We've seen what Josh Allen does with that Buffalo Bills team. And we know what Lamar can do. Lamar's question and Josh Allen's question, when you discuss them, it's never will they make the playoffs. You knock them because they never do well in the playoffs. Never are they going to make it. I mean, yeah, their bar is so much higher than Burrow's. He's never made an All-Pro. To me, it's just not a lock that this guy's a top 5 guy. Jalen Hurts has already shown he can carry a team. Stroud now will have made it. Will have made the playoffs. If he makes that again, that'll be 3 years in a row. He'll have made it. Herbert made the playoffs last year.
Stroud's division is weak, Chris. To stop it.
Yeah, but now there's what? How many teams make the playoffs? Also, week
7.
All right, he had to win that game at the end of the season, right, to get in, and they don't make it in. With those 2 receivers that you got, those are 2 number 1s on there, and you, of course, you're going to put up stats.
Did he win that game? I thought he did win against Denver.
They won.
They won. But what I'm saying is that they won, but the fact that you're coming down now and what, 7? How many teams make the playoffs in there?
7.
7. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that's all you got to do is beat half of the teams in your division. The fact that this is a guy who we're saying is in the level of those 3, it's crazy to me that that's the level he's in. And we're expecting, the expectation is, can you make the playoffs? That's the question we're asking with him. To me, that's ridiculous. Where I would say he's closer in line with, yeah, he's a fantasy stud, but as far as just being able to go out there and carry his team, he's closer to Stroud and Herbert in that level. Not even. Those guys make the team playoffs. They win playoff games.
I gotta disagree with you because none of those guys have beat Mahomes in the playoffs, and none of those guys have
one good run.
Hey, that's all you need.
So one good run now, we're going to the rest of his time, we're going to now say he gets a free pass. To me, the bar is way too high for him. He led the league in touchdowns last year, didn't he? He's never even made an All-Pro.
Dude, he plays in the same conference with Mahomes, Allen, and Jackson. He's never going to make an All-Pro.
Exactly.
Unless he goes ballistic.
But the thing is that those 3 are so much further ahead than him. That's where
how are they ahead of him when they've never even been to where he's been?
You're Joey. So what I'm saying is you have 1 year. 1 year he went off, and now all of a sudden he gets the pass for the rest of his career? No way.
He's been good every year.
He hasn't made the playoffs,
Chris. The question was,
Super Bowl.
Hey, Chris, your question is not if he gets a pass. Is he still a top 5 QB?
No, I would say at this point.
All right. So, you got who are you taking now? Who are you taking above him right now?
I'm taking Hurts above him right now. And I'm saying if Herbert or Stroud outplay him this year as far as
Chris, you can take Hurts above him and you still be in top 5, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying after this season, not right now. He's in my top 5 right now.
Chris, Philly's been the best. Arguably the best franchise over the last decade. Cincinnati is an awful franchise.
Joey Hurts 2 years ago was
he can't play defense.
Hurts 2 or 3 years ago was second in MVP.
Because he was on a great team.
So what I'm saying is I'm saying
if was second MVP voting too, Chris, and should have been the MVP.
I agree. What I'm saying is there's a lot of guys knocking on the door. I'm saying he's not anywhere close to those 3. That 3 is untouchable to me. The bar for those guys is not, you don't say, will Lamar make the playoffs?
Chris,
that's never a question.
Those 2 have never been to a Super Bowl.
I'm not giving 1 year.
He beats Allen and Lamar.
On the road. He's the only one that's beaten them. There's been 2 guys that have beaten Mahomes on his home turf. the greatest quarterback of all time, and freaking Joe. They're only two.
It would be one thing if he was ever the best player in the league or an all-pro level player. He had one good season. You don't put Hurts there. He's actually won a Super Bowl. You don't put Matthew Stafford there. He's won a Super Bowl. True. So stop with the Super Bowl being the bar that we set. That's not it, because you're not doing that with other guys.
We don't put them there. So why do you put the other two guys there and they never even
because
been to a Super Bowl?
Year in and year out, the best
they never even been there.
The bar for those guys is deep runs in the playoffs. That's the bar.
Better franchises up and down.
Can he make the playoffs?
That's our next question too about franchises.
They've been terrible. He's the one that has made them relevant. It's been different since he's been there.
He's got two of the best. He's got the best number 2 receiver
and the offense rolls constantly because of him. Because of him.
How do you know what it might be the chicken and the egg? He might be great because of those two.
They did finish with a winning record and almost make the playoffs. He was hurt with that quarterback from out of Washington. So yeah, I can see with that. I mean, the good receivers.
I'm not saying he isn't top 5 right now. What I'm saying is if it's another year of not making the playoffs and other guys there's guys going to start knocking on the door of his.
I'm having a hard time saying that.
There are
40 and 6 again.
There are 7 playoff spots in the AFC. We can who we lock in? We lock in Kansas City. We lock in
Baltimore and Buffalo.
We lock in Buffalo.
Baltimore.
With the top 3 guys.
Hold on. We're going to lock in probably the Texans because they play in probably the worst division.
Yeah, but lock them in.
All right, so you got 3 spots left. You got the Broncos, the Chargers,
and
the Bengals.
Possibly.
The Dolphins.
No.
The Steelers. But I mean, let Buttons tell it. The Steelers are locks too. And Joey too. The Steelers should be locks because that's the standard. So it's 2 spots left in the AFC.
You know why? All those other teams play great defense.
Yeah. Defense
They're
matters.
not even signing their best defensive player. They don't even have the knowledge to sign their best defensive player to a contract.
They don't want to.
What is the issue?
How do you know those stats are not inflated because of the bad defense?
I can tell you this against those top teams, the Baltimores, Kansas City, who was another playoff team, Philly. He threw 12 touchdowns and had 2 picks in against the best teams.
You know it is too.
The best team.
Yes, Chris. When I don't like when folks say his stats are inflated because of the defense. I mean, what do you expect him to do?
I'm not saying that. I agree. I'm saying if you said right now, I think he's 4. What I'm saying is that I think there's a gap. I think it's a gap. 2 and 3, and then another big gap, and then it's 4 and 5 in my mind. But Jaden Daniels right now, there's about 5 or 6 guys who could start to replace him. Like, to me, the bar is he's not Mahomes, where he's done so much at the Super Bowl level that it doesn't matter at this point in his career. He's not that. He had one really good run, but we've seen that from other guys. We saw it from Matthew Stafford. So what I'm saying is that
Joe Flacco
and Joe Flacco, we've seen it from other guys where eventually it becomes your bar. If you're a top 5 guy and up in that level, your bar can't be just make the playoffs. We're talking about the most important position in all of sports. We're saying those guys carry their teams, and then we give him a pass, and then say, "Oh well, not." We've said, remember how bad Kansas City's defense was. You don't say, "Oh, well, Mahomes gets a pass." He goes out and wins 12 games. He doesn't have receivers. He has a slow Kelsey, and he finds a way to do it.
That's good coaching.
Against the teams that made the playoffs last year, he had 25 touchdowns and 4 picks.
Joey, you're arguing with me saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not good.
You're gonna kick that out of top 5. You throw 25 touchdowns and 4 picks against the best teams in the NFL.
If he doesn't make the playoffs this year, that should be a valid question that other guys start to move ahead of him.
If he throws another 40 and
I'm
less
saying
than
is
10 picks, you're gonna kick that out, Chris?
Matthew Stafford used to be the same at Detroit. He used to go crazy with stats.
Like that.
I mean, guys weren't throwing as much back then, but he was always up there as stats. But he wasn't taking teams to playoffs, so we overlooked him.
This is the one guy that everyone says Mahomes fears. The one guy. They don't say that about the other 2 guys. They're like, oh, yeah, Mahomes.
Why would he fear this guy?
He's going to win that.
Playoffs.
We're not worried about it. Kansas City going to beat Buffalo. They're going to beat Baltimore, but they better not let Cincinnati in, because Cincinnati gets in. Cincinnati is going to give Kansas City a freaking problem.
And then they say, you know what? Why do we even have this conversation? Because they don't even get it.
At the end of the season, like the people were like, "Oh," and Kelsey commented on it, like, "We ain't scared of Cincinnati. We want Cincinnati to come in."
Shit.
They don't even get in. Who cares? That's a mute point.
It's not because of that guy, and I told you why.
They would have got in. Hey, Chris, if Kansas City would have said, "You know what? We'll beat Denver and get Cincinnati into the playoffs so we can play y'all." But they was like, "Nope." Kansas City was like, "Nah, we ain't playing nobody."
So I'm saying the bar should not be a top 4 quarterback. The bar should not be, can he make the playoffs? That's a horrible bar for supposedly a top 3, 4 guy. The bar is crazy. I cannot have a guy in my consistently top 4 guys and doesn't make the playoffs.
He doesn't draft players, Chris. He doesn't.
Yeah, he just plays with the best 2 receiving core in football.
And when he plays the best,
who does?
And when I just showed it to you, I just told you when he plays the best, he lights them up.
Because look who's getting open.
Because
who's getting open.
Those are fluff stats because he plays against Philly,
who's getting open.
Pittsburgh,
look who he has to throw
Baltimore.
To.
That's fluffing.
Look who has.
He's killing them.
Go to.
He's killing them. That's
look
not
who
fluff.
He has to throw to, Joey.
That's
you act like that doesn't matter,
Chris. They draft. Okay, so what? If you can put anybody out there, he's gonna still give you 40 touchdowns.
They're playing from behind.
Come on, Buttons. Get on here, Buttons, now.
Playing from behind. Buttons is gonna have something because I know he's a Burrow guy.
You mean Joey's substitute? Not in that classroom no more, Button. What do you mean, my sub? I don't get subs anymore. When I'm out,
can you do your job, please?
Yeah,
do your job. Come on.
What's up, fellas?
Can you do your job, please?
Do your job. Just do your job. Now that man that I just showed, he'll do his job.
He does his job well.
For JB.
He does his job well.
Buttons, did you hear our conversation?
Do you hear this, Buttons?
I hear a lot of malarkey coming out of the bottom left-hand corner right now.
Who's the bottom left-hand corner, Buttons?
Of this panel.
Who's the bottom left-hand corner on your screen?
Chris. There's a bunch of malarkey going on, and there's so many things that Joey didn't say that I have to say.
Bring them on, Buttons.
The defense matters tremendously. Cincinnati's in the bottom half. Actually, you know what? They're probably in the bottom, if I had to look again, the bottom 25% in defense. And all the teams that you said with Josh Allen, Mahomes, those guys are in the top half of the league in defense. He can't play both positions, Chris. And also, look at the schedule. You got to look at the schedule, Chris. All right?
I'm putting him at 4 right now.
An amazing run. They won the last 5 games of the season. They lost to the Steelers by 6. They lost to the Chargers by 7. They lost to Baltimore by 1 point. They lost to Baltimore again by 3. They lost to Washington by 5. They lost to Kansas City by 1.
True. I'm putting him at 4. I'm not saying right now he isn't a top 5 guy. My point is, if he doesn't make the playoffs, you have to start thinking, okay, yes, a great stat guy. It's like Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is a great guy as far as fantasy. He kills it, but he's never elevated his team to a level. I'll take Anthony Davis. Obviously, I've done it every year.
Are you not counting the bubble, Chris?
No, I definitely don't count that.
Oh
But
my, that's foolish.
It's in the bubble.
but what I'm saying, not as the lead guy, Anthony Davis is a guy who's never shown he can elevate his team.
Okay, first of all, Chris, like you had said something earlier too, and I want to point this out because I'm an All-Pro guy. I'm an All-Pro, and I support that argument a lot. But
oh God, we know
he
that.
should have been an All-Pro this past year. Now, Josh Allen clearly was the MVP, as I stated, but the All-Pros should have been Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson for sure, because the All-Pros are for statistics. The MVP is not for statistics. Okay,
True.
He has consistently shown 43 touchdowns last year. He got hurt the year before. 35, 34.
Yeah, I'm saying he's killing it. What I'm saying is that if, okay, Jaden Daniels, just say he has another run, a deep run. You don't bump him up above. Jalen Hurts has another great season. What I'm saying is that to me, there are guys knocking on that door. And if he is not getting to that next step, I feel like this is a big year for him to be able to, and he even came out and said it. I have to get this team to the playoffs. That's the expectation. To me, the expectation should be great player gets in at least in the playoffs. That's my point. Not that he's not there right now. I have him as number 4. What I'm saying is the expectation for me, a top 4 guy shouldn't be, he should be yeah, and I get there is some level of he can't do it on his own. But what I'm saying is that when we don't make that excuse with Mahomes. Every year, it seems like it's a revolving door with everybody but Mahomes and Reed and Kelsey, and they just figure out ways to get it done. He has a better receiving core than Mahomes does, and yet he
had better stats with that receiving core this past year, Chris.
True, but stats, I'm saying he's a great stat guy. Like, I have him in fantasy. I'll love him in fantasy. But what I'm saying is there's a difference between a fantasy guy and a guy who is now figuring out ways to get teams to win.
I guess my question, Chris, is who do you think is knocking on that door? Because to me, that door is all the way over there, miles away, and the hallway is very long. Because I think Hurts is already a top 5 guy. Because I know a lot of people don't like to put him in there, but to me, he's just a playmaker. He's in my top 5 already. Those top 5 are not changing anytime soon.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is we saw what Daniels did last year, right? If Daniels has another run,
bring him up. That was fool's gold up there.
Well, yeah, and I'm not saying right now. Obviously, somebody has to drop off. If he just does what he does, doesn't make the playoffs, but nobody goes up and takes it.
I don't see anybody, Chris. I don't.
True, and that's what I'm saying is that I'm saying it's not as an absurd of question as you guys are making out to be, because Stroud now will have 3 years in a row. Yes, granted, easy, but he had a ridiculous year last year.
He had one good run, Chris.
But the year before that, he was absurd. He was a top level guy that year.
He had a great run.
2 years, Chris.
He had a great run, right, Chris?
So what I'm saying is if he stacks another really good year, and he's won playoff games, right? So what I'm saying is that Herbert, we're assuming at some point he's got to make the step. Maybe he does. What I'm saying is not that they're maybe they don't, but I'm saying is that the bar for me, it's the door is the 3, and then it's him and Hurts.
Chris, you best believe that Kansas City last year didn't want any part of Cincinnati. If they were in those playoffs, I see it.
I would agree with that, because they are explosive, and a team like that, you still have to be able to figure out how to put 40 something on them. And Kansas City didn't have that explosive of an offense. So I agree with that. I'm not saying that, like I said, he's 4 for me. I'm just saying, and there could be something where if he drops, somebody has to come up. So somebody has to, of those top guys, somebody has to take that next step as well. It can't just be he just falls and then nobody else goes in there. But I feel like Matthew Stafford is still an elite quarterback and playing at a high level. And we saw what he's done for his team. So to me, I don't know if he's because of his age and he's not a super mobile guy, but we've seen, I mean, he was the one who took Philly to the closest they had in the whole playoffs.
Chris, we are entering, like I said, I said this years ago on the show. We are entering a new era. Brady, Roethlisberger, Manning,
Right.
Rodgers. These guys are going away. There's a new era about to start, and guys are stepping up. Obviously, Mahomes is stepping up. Jalen Hurts is stepping up quite a bit, in my opinion. There are guys that are going to step up. I don't see anybody in that 6 through 10 that to me that are going to step up right now.
True. I mean, I think we would have to be projecting, because you would not only have to be close to him statistically, you would have to need him to do what I'm saying of not making the playoffs again.
Right.
Get him some doubt, and then somebody has to probably make a Jaden Daniels type of run on the other side.
So there's going to be three teams from that division that make the playoffs next year, for sure.
I know you think Pittsburgh is. Well, JB was going through and trying to name. Did you put Pittsburgh in that?
Then I said, yeah, they told us they're lock.
Oh yeah, because Button said lock.
No, not because Button said that, because it's the standard. Make the playoffs, lose.
Standard is standard.
Buttons, real quick, would you sign Watt for a huge deal?
You're all in. You got to this year.
You know I'm not paying the man. I don't pay.
The guy has five All-Pros, Chris. 4 first-team All-Pros.
Well, and I said,
man.
I said, look, if anyone deserves it, he deserves it. I don't want to be stuck in the middle.
I would try to sign him for 3 years. I know he doesn't want that. He wants a longer-term deal, but I would try 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame him. I mean, the dude deserves, if anybody deserves to be paid. I mean, if you look at like defensive player of the year type, he's in that. Every year he's been healthy, he's been like in the top 5 every time.
Every year.
He's that level of guy. I mean, he might be better than Myles Garrett. He just he's that level of guy.
When he's healthy, I think he is, but
yeah, I think it's just a lot of money to give a defensive end. And I said, I don't know if a defensive end makes that big of a push. Do the Steelers get better? They get worse, obviously, without him. But they've
been making plenty of moves, Chris.
They haven't. Yeah. All right, JB. Well, you guys jumped on me, so we'll see. Hey, we'll see. This one will play out.
Can't wait.
Definitely going to play out.
We'll revisit this and all either.
Yeah, we will revisit it.
I'll just say, yeah. I mean, he's still top 5.
Either he makes the playoffs
next year, though. Doesn't. We'll see next year after that.
They're traditionally, Chris, they're a slow starting team. They're going to start off 2-0 next year. I guarantee that.
JB, are you writing down all the Buttons guarantees?
I guarantee. Mark it down, JB.
That's how I got hot take.
2-0.
This year to start the season.
Put it down.
Wait, who do they have? I don't even know.
Who they playing?
They got Cleveland and Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
And who
they got game 3?
Game 3, they got Fool's Gold.
Are they playing both at home?
Oh, you don't want to go out on the limb there? You don't want to go out. You don't want to go out too far. You're like, hey, I'll go out a little.
It gets a little tougher, but then they get a little lull in the middle.
I mean, talent-wise, especially on the offensive end, they're loaded for sure. So they shouldn't be. I mean, it's crazy that they have started so slow.
How about the Steelers and the Bengals? What are we talking about?
No, the Bengals.
I'm saying the Bengals, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Steelers, who knows what they're doing?
I know.
We said, does the Godfather, you think he wants Watt?
Oh, I would think so, but
you know what, Buttons? You about to get a chop in your neck. Preseason games, Buttons.
No.
Cleveland?
No, Cincinnati.
Bengals have the Browns game 1.
Yeah.
Oh.
See? Jacksonville.
Oh, but game 3 is the Vikings, not the Commanders.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're not going out on that.
Oh, it says Washington.
No, it's the Vikings. They don't play that division this year, I don't believe.
Okay. Oh, Vikings?
Yeah. You're taking them with McCarthy? Oh, he wants that 3. Are you guaranteeing that?
Might even be 4. Denver? Huh?
They're playing at Cleveland. They probably gonna lose. So they lost. They're probably gonna lose.
No way, JB. But Cleveland, if they would lose to Cleveland, if Cleveland started the right guy, game 1, but they won't.
Oh my God.
Oh, here we go.
That's that. I keep hearing that Pickett's gonna be the starter.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like one of those 2 old dudes they'll have to release.
Talk about a lot of malarkey.
All right, Buttons.
A lot of that.
Coming here with your scientific shirt on and crap. Running your mouth. All right, here we go. We got the top 10 best franchises over the last 10 years.
We went with the worst, and now we switch it up.
Best.
All right, here we go. Buttons, you're number 10.
The best player over the last 20 years in the NHL, won 2 championships with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Okay.
At the Penguins.
Penguins. All right. I guess I don't see it, but okay.
2 chips, JB.
2 chips.
Not 1. Not that other guy. 1.
Hey, it's 2 other teams, Buttons, last 10 years with 2 chips, Buttons.
2 chips. Oh no, there's plenty. I got a list, JB.
Buttons.
If you don't win a chip, you ain't on this list.
Oh.
That's just me. That's just me.
Buttons list, guys. Okay, you know Buttons has Buttons. We got standards, high standards, Buttons.
And the button standards. The button standard.
This is the standard. High standard. Got Buttons over here.
Buttons,
somewhere, okay?
Buttons and Tomlin up here.
Yeah. All right, Joey.
JB, number 10 on this list. The Boston Celtics.
Celtics. Okay.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's a good one, Joey. I like that one.
I actually will join Buttons with the Penguins.
The Penguins.
Although I'm trying to get up to that.
So my 10th pick would be controversial. The reason why is because I see you shaking your head, Buttons. I could care less. Okay. This team was also on my worst list.
Oh, wow.
Is this the
Yes.
Cowboys here?
It is the Cowboys at number 10.
JB, are you sure?
When you are the number 1 franchise in terms of money,
No, that's not right.
That
That
best,
is not
sometimes
right.
best is just monetary.
Everybody's a Cowboys fan.
Sometimes
Hey.
best is just monetary.
That's how
look,
you define best. And
Yeah, I didn't put any
Exactly.
restrictions on
he
it.
didn't say
True.
the best in winning. He
I
said
didn't-
the best. When it comes to
That's true.
making money, Joey, the
True.
Dallas Cowboys are number
one.
1.
Hey, as long as you have your
suppose.
reasoning, that's fine.
They are the
true.
number 1 when it comes to making money.
True.
All right, my number 9 is the Boston Celtics. 1 championship, like Button says, and over the last 10 years, they have the best winning percentage in the NBA.
Yep.
All right, Buttons. Yeah, for the rest, Buttons, I'll give you some stats to make you feel good, okay?
there you go.
I'll give you some reasons. All right, Chris, what you got here?
All right, so this team doesn't have a Super Bowl in the last 10, but they were been dominant. Give me the Niners here.
Mm.
We didn't have, that's a team that didn't make my list, but go ahead. Okay.
They've been consistently very good. Been
Yeah,
to,
but there's teams,
But-
Chris, that deserve to be on here far more than the Niners. Come on. Go ahead, Joey.
That is a team that I originally scanned to see if I would
You
put them on this
scanned-
list.
Right, you
Yeah,
didn't scan
no.
anything. You
He
didn't
was-
scan crap.
I definitely
Show me a
scanned them.
piece of paper.
He's
But
like, that's
I'm
right
like
here.
I'm like a street bookkeeper. I keep all the numbers right
Keep
here.
the number in your head.
You're like Randy Moss in checks, right? Straight cash, homie.
You that
All
guy,
right
you
there.
the guy who run the numbers and the same guy who make the number.
All
That's
right here.
Always
He's
cash
like-
it out.
All right there.
He's like, no. I think I said it was -9, right? Didn't I tell you that? Like, man, you don't even know your own numbers.
That's what Richard Pryor's character Mudbone said, that knew a cat that kept numbers, didn't need no pencil or paper. My number 9 team, the Los Angeles Dodgers.
You say it with so much disgust in his heart.
I'm still hurt from the World Series, JB, because that's a series that the Yankees could have definitely won.
Yeah,
They did
could
not have. The Dodgers were definitely better, but the Yankees could have won that freaking series.
They could have, coulda, woulda, didn't. All
Did
right,
not.
here you go. Buttons.
I'm gonna go here, JB, with the New England Patriots.
Oh Lord.
2 championships, should have been 3, other than that Benedict Arnold, Bill Belichick, who sat that defensive player the entire game. Should have been 3 championships, but they got 2. They're on the list.
Hey, your champions seem to be from the beginning of this decade.
Don't
Niners
worry, JB. Don't worry.
Way better
Don't worry, JB. I got you with my number 8 pick.
Niners have been way better than the Patriots.
Wait. What was that, Chris?
Niners have been way better. The last 7 years, 7 years.
You said the Niners have been way better.
Chris.
True.
They have 0 championships.
True.
Number 8, JB.
True.
3 appearances in the championship game, 2 championships back to back, by the way.
Back to
take
back.
The Florida Panthers here.
The Panthers. Florida Panthers, by the way. I respect that. That pick, Buttons. All right. What you got here, Joey?
JB, my number 8 pick. Is this 8 pick?
Yeah.
Number 8.
The 8th pick, man.
My number 8 pick.
There you go, Joey. Let me help you out some, man.
Thank you, JB.
There you go.
Number 8 pick. I was actually going to go with. I have 2. I was going to actually put whatever team Tom Brady is on, or
he could have did that.
Whatever
Tom Brady's team.
I mean,
Yeah, but you couldn't put the Bucks and the Pats.
And I was going to also go, but I'm going to rescind it. I was going to also go with whatever team LeBron James is on. But I'm going to take.
Oh my goodness!
I'm going to take both of those off. Number 8, I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams.
They've won one, so
1-1.
And been to 2.
Passable.
Been to 2.
All right. That's right. They did.
Lost.
Team already on there twice. Give me the Celtics.
Celtics. I mean, the Rams, Super Bowl, they lost. They scored 3 points, man. Jesus. All right. Number 8, I have the Eagles. 3 Super Bowls, 2 championships. Gotta give them their props. And at number 7, I have the Florida Panthers. Like Button said, 3 finals, 2 championships over the last
back to back
10 years. Oh no. Hockey.
Give me the
in
Eagles.
Florida.
It's bad, JB.
What's
It's a bad
going on,
look. It's a
Canada?
bad look, JB.
What's going on, Canada? Anybody up north play hockey anymore?
It's a bad look.
All right, Chris, what you
give
got?
me the Eagles here.
All right, the Eagles. Joey.
JB, I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Lightning here.
The Lightning.
Man, good thing I opened this thing up to hockey.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. I got. I'm going to join Chris here, JB, with the Eagles. 2 championships, 3 appearances, and an interesting stat that I found: they have played 15 playoff games, which is, I believe, 2nd overall over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You'll need to know that for my future selections.
Go ahead, Buttons. Go ahead. Yes.
Number 6, JB. I'm going to take the Boston Celtics here. Like you said, JB, best winning percentage. Most wins by far with 522, and then obviously that 1 championship.
Yeah. Joey?
JB, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles here.
Okay.
I'll lock the Eagles in.
All right. Go ahead, Chris.
Give me the Golden Knights here.
Ooh.
They've only missed since they've been. I mean, the knock on them would be not enough years, but they've only missed the playoffs one time, and they've made what, 2 finals, 3 finals,
2 finals,
and they've won. They've won 1.
All right, number 6 for me. It's a homer pick. I'm taking the Atlanta Braves. 6 NL East championship, 6 in a row, and a World Series title. World Series title.
That World Series in.
Yep. And then we're gonna go with the Tampa Bay Lightning. They have the most wins of any NHL team over the last 10 years.
That JB.
4 finals, 2 wins, and started an all-black lineup one year, which right there,
they did.
That's the icing on the cake right
that
there.
right there, it's over. All right.
It's over. Vince Carter.
They Vince Carter all them hockey teams with that.
Over.
I'll
All
also
right.
go with Vince Carter here. Give me the Lightning. It's over.
All right, Joey.
JB, I'm gonna go with their in-state rivals. Give me the Florida Panthers here.
Panthers. This guy's list looking kind of suspect. Okay.
JB, I'm gonna take the Astros. They have 4 appearances in the championship, 2 championships, and they have played an astounding 105 playoff games, which is tied for the most.
If I know who the other were tied with, how they tied with too.
Yeah, I know. Number 4, they're a little bit later on my list, JB. Number 4, I'm gonna take the Lightning here, like you said, 2 championships, most wins.
All right, Joey.
JB, number 4, I'm gonna go with the New England Patriots.
What
Oh,
in the
jeez.
what in the
Way too high.
How many Super Bowls do they have within the last 10 years? 2?
Should be that, but
Is yeah.
they could be ascending, Chris.
True.
They could be. Could be.
All right, give me the Dodgers here. Braves stole one from them, beat them that one year, so could be even higher.
All right. I'm going to go with the Astros at 4, 7 AL West championships, 4 World Series, 2 championships. At number 3, I'm going to go with the Dodgers.
Even though they pay all those, even with their bank.
9 NL West championships over the last 10 years. 9.
That's absurd.
4 World Series, 2 championships. At least that money is worth it because they're getting what they pay for.
Yeah,
out there in LA.
I'll take the Astros here. Give a slight edge because they built it. They built it from the
even though they stole signs.
Yeah, I don't mind that part.
But you still got to hit the baseball. You still got to hit the baseball.
You don't mind the sign stealing, though. Okay,
it happens all the time. That's baseball.
Joey, just
unwritten rules all the time.
It happens all the freaking time. You still have to hit it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to take them number 3, JB.
The Nationals robbed them that one year.
You still have to hit it.
The Braves beat them too, didn't they?
Yeah.
The Nationals, they would have had 5 champions for the Braves and the Nationals.
I mean, the AL was basically running through them.
JB, number 3 for me is going to be the Dodgers for those reasons you guys stated. Another one, 105 playoff games. Both the Astros and them, by far the most playoff games. By far. They almost double up the Yankees, by the way. Who are absent from the list, obviously. Number 2, I've got the Golden State Warriors. 5 championship appearances, 3-time champions.
Buttons. The number 2 most valuable franchise in the world right now. Golden State Warriors, everybody.
Who's won?
What
That's why they on my list.
What's Golden State worth? What's Golden State worth?
Like 8.1 billion, something like that.
They're no longer two. The Lakers, 10 billion.
Well, yeah, but you wonder if they got
It was
sold.
That was the sell price. That doesn't mean it was how much they worth.
I mean, I guess the thing would be is
Yes,
if Golden State went up for sale, they could drive the price. Like you could drive the price up and be like, okay, well, it's worth more. Like they're probably saying what they thought the value was.
So anyway, yeah, I'm talking about. I could be, my information could be wrong, but I will double check with my my people real quick. Hold on.
Get with my people. Joey, who you got?
Oh, number 2, JB, Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh my goodness.
Chiefs? What's wrong with that pick, bud?
They were sniffing number 1 buttons.
Nothing.
They were sniffing number 1. Sniffing it.
Give me the Warriors here.
They would be number 1 buttons if it wasn't for a quarterback named Joe Burrow coming into
my
Arrowhead
God.
and stealing stealing the AFC Championship.
Proving he was a top 4 guy. If not higher.
I can't find a list that's the most. Oh, hold on. The most update list. I got one from April, so that's probably not gonna be it. So I can't find one that's current, but the Lakers probably up there.
The Lakers.
My sources have Golden State, so whatever, Joey. I got the Chiefs here.
You're wrong, JB.
I got the Chiefs here.
Oh, 2 Chiefs, 2 Warriors, huh?
Okay. What? Super Bowls, how many? 5 they've gone to?
Yep.
Won 3 of them. Every year, except for one, the pretty much the AFC championship goes through Kansas City. So, and then number 1, I got to go with Golden State. Golden State, 5 finals, 4 championships, and probably will be the winner of our most dominant championship team in the long run. That team that had KD, that ran through the playoffs like Joey's old chili that he makes, that'll run right through you. Okay. All right. Who you got number 1, Chris?
Give me the Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
Oh, I loved hearing that.
After all the bashing I do.
Joey.
JB, Golden State, number 1.
Okay.
I'm going to join you.
We were waiting for a hot take from Joey that messed up.
Yeah. That one's fine, I suppose.
Joey's like, oh, shoot, I forgot somebody. He got to the top 2 when he only got to the top when he had 2 guys left. He's like, oh, shoot.
Yeah, it's by far and away the Chiefs here, JB. The hardest thing to do in sports is actually get to a Super Bowl. The hardest thing to do in sports is actually win a Super Bowl. They got to 5 in 10 years, and they won 3. They're the team.
I mean, we all.
You don't have to tell me.
Our for the most part, our top 4 are Astros, Dodgers, Chiefs, and Warriors. Of course, there's Joey, and then there's
Joey took that personal. That's why.
Yeah, he had the Dodgers at 9. Like
Dodgers,
no
at
respect
9.
for the Dodgers.
Ooh.
He likes LA teams though. He has the Dodgers and the Rams. So, you know.
if I would actually I would probably switch the Rams, go to number 9 and Dodgers 8.
Yeah, too late for that.
I know it is. I know it is.
All right, guys, here we go. We got our CJ Squared bracket for our top baseball teams.
Actually,
I'm gonna tell you guys. What the games are. So,
Jamie, you see how it's done, right?
I got you. Your game 1. All right, so let's go with game 1, and we'll start with. I'll let Chris be the last pick. I'll let Buns and Joey go first. For game 1, we got the Nationals in 19 versus the Astros in 22. Who you got, Joey?
So easy.
Astros.
Buttons.
Sweep, lost 2. I'm taking the Astros.
All right, Astros. Well, yep, we got the Astros. Okay, got it. Chris. All right, Chris, but
Yeah,
ain't get a vote.
Astros.
All right, here we go. Game 2. We got the Dodgers from last year versus the Rangers from 2023. Who you got, Joey?
Dodgers.
Buttons.
Rangers.
Ooh, Chris, you get to make that. You the tiebreaker here.
This is the Dodgers. What was it? Dodgers 24?
Dodgers
Button?
24. Yes.
Last year.
Are you sure?
100 win.
Buttons?
Give me Dodgers.
They lost. But by the way, the Dodgers lost 5 games in 3 rounds. The Rangers lost 4 games in 4 rounds.
True, they got hot at the right time though. They
And
weren't as good
didn't
as
make the
Dodgers
playoffs
were.
the next year.
I'm just saying. We're not talking about that. We're talking about that year.
That year, Joey.
And
All right, here we go.
that Rangers team pitching was weak. That Rangers team.
All right,
They were-
we got the 2018 Red Sox, the Sox. I just noticed there's no Yankees game teams in
We
this
know,
list.
JB.
I brought that
Talking
up
about
earlier.
champions, JB.
That's exactly it.
You know, like the previous list, champions only on buttons.
I got it. Okay, we got the 2028. We got the 2018 Red Sox versus the 2020 Dodgers. Who you got, Buttons?
This is the easiest one on the card.
Absolutely.
I cannot believe
Absolutely.
the Red Sox are number 4. I'm taking the
Absolutely.
Red Sox by a landslide.
Oh my gosh, yes. Sox all day long.
Right, the Sox advance.
Poppy
Well,
is on
they
that
probably
team.
would have been higher, but I didn't want to be seeming like a homer because you guys said I put OKC at 2 last week. So I did move them down a little bit from where
Alright,
other
We
people
got
are
the
ranked.
2021 Braves versus the 2017 Astros.
This is the sign stealing Stros. They probably
Joey?
get a knock.
Be careful, Joey.
JB,
Be careful.
Oh my god.
this is not very close to me, JB. The Stros are gonna mess with those Braves. This is not close for me.
What?
Stros.
Do you know
the Braves
who
got
the
hot
Braves
that
had
year.
on that team? Freeman, Riley, Acuna. I'm taking the Braves.
Yeah, but
Acuna didn't
Acuna-
play in the World
Acuna
Series
didn't
though.
play.
He was hurt.
They only won 88 games that year.
Who's pitching for Houston?
They got Verlander. They got Verlander on the bump.
Prime Verlander. No one's gonna hit that.
Oh my goodness.
So, Chris, it seems like you are going with the Astros.
Maybe.
Yeah,
might
I'm
go
going
the
with Stros.
Astros.
They won
Are you really?
101
Wow.
games.
Wow.
Cutting you guys. I'll be cutting you guys off for a minute. All right. So now we got the 2016 Cubs. I remember when they won the World Series, I was Ubering in DC. They won the final game. And against the 2022 Astros, who y'all got? The Cubs or the Astros? Buds, you first.
I'm taking the Cubs, JB. Even though it took them 7 games to win the World Series, I'm taking the Cubs.
Who they beat that year?
Cleveland.
They beat the Indians. Okay, what are the Guardians now? Joey, who you got?
JB, I'm taking the Stros.
Oh my God, here we go.
It's a dynasty. The
Oh
Stros.
my god.
Chris,
Give me
look at his face.
Here we go, man.
Give me the Stros. Give me the
Oh my
Astros.
god!
God!
I
They
actually
had
ranked them
Rizzo,
I ranked them one
Rizzo
and three.
and Bryant. Oh my
They swept the Yankees and swept the Mariners. They were ridiculous that year. They had a 2.29 postseason ERA.
god.
All right, here we go. 2015 Royals versus the 2024 Dodgers.
Joey, you going first?
Dodgers.
I'm going with the Dodgers.
Oh, I thought Button for sure was going Royals. That's a team he loves right there. They were small ball, they were underdogs, everybody liked them, but I don't think they compete with that Dodgers squad.
So you got the Dodgers.
So Dodgers, it would be
Dodgers 2024. So you got the Dodgers
and the Stros.
So the Dodgers would play 2017
Stros
versus the 2017 Stros. Okay, all right, here we go. Top 4. Start with Chris. Astros, Red Sox. Astros 22, Red Sox 2018.
Oh my gosh. These are
Not
my
even
top
close
2
for
rated
me.
teams here.
Because Mookie Betts is just different from everybody else.
Let me ask you a question, Chris. How are the 8th seeded Astros your top rated team?
To him, JB. To him.
Why you put on the list as okay?
I was just taking my own thing. I gathered like different sites.
Okay.
And then I just went through what I thought.
Tell me who you got then? The Sox or the Stros?
Oh,
that's right. Put you in a bind.
Well, I got to go with my list. I got Astros. I got the Astros.
My
all right, who you got, Joey?
God.
No, who you got, Buttons?
Oh my God. Did we just witness that? Do you realize that on this team, they beat the 100-win Yankees? They had 4 players with above a 4 WAR on their team. They had Mookie Betts, Bogarts. They only lost 3 games.
They won 108 wins that year.
Joey will not pick the Red Sox because they beat the Yankees. I already know that.
Oh my God.
But he may flip it on you though. Who you got, Bud? You got the Sox.
Both of them whooped up on the Yankees though.
All right, Joey, you the tiebreaker. Astros 22, Red Sox 18.
This should have been my final here anyway. I messed it up. I should have made it this my final.
I gotta go 2018 Sox, JB.
All right, 2018 Sox. All right, so we got the 2024 Dodgers versus the 17 Astros. Who you got, Chris?
Man, this one's another close one. Give me the Dodgers.
Okay, Button. So you got
Sign steal and knocks it down a little bit.
I'm taking the Dodgers as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They went from, by the way, they went from me taking the Rangers in the first round to now, because I liked them. I like that matchup a lot, by the way, but I like the Rangers a little bit more. But now they're in the finals.
Got it. All right. Now, you got the Red Sox versus the Dodgers. Start with you again, Chris.
Now I got the Red Sox.
All right. 18 Red Sox. Joey.
108 wins.
Don't try to manipulate him, Chris.
108 wins. Best player in baseball, Mookie Betts.
Chris Sale, David Price.
David Price. This, as great as that Dodgers team was last year, I'm going Sox.
All right. So the winner is the 2018 Red Sox.
That was a great team.
Okay. So
you would have gone Red Sox.
They lost 3 games. Total.
The Red Sox and Dodgers advanced to the mega round against the Warriors and who else was it?
Just Warriors so far.
No,
right?
no.
Well,
no,
we'll probably pick if we pick.
We're gonna
10
do
or whatever we end up.
We're gonna
doing.
do
football.
Right?
Yeah.
And
We'll
then
do college basketball, college basketball, college football.
Oh wow, we're doing that too. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but that's gonna be in their own. We're not doing college champions.
All right, we'll do that.
Champions.
We'll do those. We'll do those two as its own separate. We'll pull that to its own separate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then we can do hockey. So then
we'll have 8 teams. We have 8 teams.
Then we'll have 8 teams do it.
Yeah.
So it'll be the pro. So then the college one will be their own. Those 2 together.
All right. Good job. Cool. So I got it written down somewhere. I know it was Golden State. Whoever I found, was it Golden State and OKC the finalists?
No.
Or was it Boston and Golden State?
Wasn't it Golden State versus Golden State?
No, I don't think we had both.
I got it down here somewhere in this
JB's archives.
somewhere.
It'll
Hold
probably
on.
end up being, I wonder if we do at the end, like a college team, like one of those Alabama. When was Alabama just like super loaded?
Every year.
I mean,
Well, every year. I wonder if we did ended up being like Colorado, Alabama, that football, one of those teams versus like Golden State or something in the end will be the two. We'll pick our complete finals best champion in the last 10 years at the end. Because I don't know if any basketball team would be, any college basketball team that dominant. Probably not. But some of those Georgia teams are dominant.
Yeah, it's just different.
Yeah.
Be
I
hard
got
to
it
judge.
somewhere. I'll find it. I know it's Golden State. Oh, I can just go back and watch if I need to. It's Golden State versus somebody that Golden State won. So yeah, I have it for next week. All right, we got buy and sells. Oh, it's the first one is perfect for tonight's panel of experts. We buying and selling Mike Brown taking the Knicks to the promised land. You buying or selling that, Chris?
I'm buying it. Week East.
The promised land? You said the promised land, JB?
Well, the promised land to me is just to the finals because they're
So
not.
that's what
okay.
that's what you define it as, Chris. Okay,
That's
gotcha.
the promised land, not to the championship. They're not beating OKC.
I wasn't meaning the champion buttons. I
You're
was
just
like
taking
to
it
make
to
it to the
the
finals.
To the finals.
To get out the East. I mean, for the Knicks, the promised land could be no, it's to get out the East.
Yeah, they got to take that next step.
Depends on what happens in the next few weeks, maybe.
All right, Joey, you buying or selling, Joey?
Buying, JB.
Buying. Okay, you optimistic. Okay, all right. Everybody's optimistic. Buttons.
He's selling, Mortimer. Sell! Sell!
In a week East, you're not even saying they can take another step?
If they got to get on the horn with Milwaukee. Get on the horn.
In order for them to get out of the East, they got to get Giannis.
They got to get
100%.
100%. Okay.
An all NBA first team guy is the only way.
I mean, the only team in the East that really seems to be trying to bulk their team up. I mean, Boston is tearing down.
Milwaukee's tearing down.
Milwaukee, they brought Miles Turner. I think they did it just to poke an eye at the Pacers because
that was weird.
Yeah, like
the
why
Pacers
you
obviously are
and you cut Dame time. I mean, the Pistons are going to be another year.
But the Pistons haven't really done much.
The Pistons are going to be another year
they're going to be
they
better,
really
Chris.
don't got to do much, Chris, because they're getting Jaden Ivey back.
They're getting Ivey back.
They're going to be better.
And they have Thompson for the whole year. Remember, he came back mid-season with a blood clot.
Yeah.
So they'll be better.
Yep.
Orlando did bring in Desmond Bane, and that's one of their biggest issues with shooting. He's a better shooter than the rest of those guys.
Atlanta, remember I brought them up there.
Atlanta. I mean, they got Trey, but they got a whole bunch of big guys around him, like Jalen Johnson, Nicole,
Reach or whatever is
Alexander,
Ricochet or yeah.
Who is Milwaukee's second best player?
Yeah, it's about to be Cat.
Who will be there first? Second best player it could be the guy who caused them to lose against Indiana by dropping the ball like 5 times.
Who is Milwaukee's? How is this roster good enough to keep Giannis happy? This roster is not as good as the roster from this past year. Miles Turner is a good center.
He's their second best player.
He's not even better than Brook Lopez.
He is
younger.
He is not better than Brook Lopez.
I think he is.
He's young. He's younger. He can shoot a little bit better. But he was streaky in that final.
Can he shoot better from 3 than Brook Lopez?
He's not the interior defender Lopez is.
And he's not the shooter Lopez is.
Portis, he's still good.
Yeah.
Portis. They got Connaughton.
They got Kyle Kuzma.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Kuzma's probably their third best guy.
As Button says, this is fool's gold. This Milwaukee
Gary
team,
Trent.
this Milwaukee team is not very good.
They brought in the point guard from Charlotte to get playing time, but it's pretty good. Michik, he's a
Not
good player.
good at all. This
You're
team is
rattling
not
off
good.
names, JB. Joey just keeps saying not
All
good.
I would say
not
is
good.
I am
Not good.
I'm buying because maybe the Knicks can get over the hump. I'm buying. I think
Buns
he can.
just sees it when he believes it.
Maybe a trade for LeBron.
Yeah.
I mean,
you want a LeBron
hey,
trade?
we can't, even though Cat sucks on D, he still was an all NBA player.
What?
Right? Him and Brunson. So you got two all NBA players. I mean, who else in the East got two all NBA players in their squad right now?
Cleveland?
Officially, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Cleveland.
Yeah.
We
They got Mobley and
Cleveland don't got no
Yeah.
heart, man.
No,
The way the
they
Pacers
do
beat
not.
them,
Cleveland's been fool's gold. I told you that.
yeah, the way the Pacers beat them, I can't trust them. They
might get LeBron though. Cleveland.
That would give him heart. that would give him heart, Chris. Tell you that.
We'll get
It ain't
LeBron
had
back
heart
in the building.
since he
This is for
left.
you.
All right.
That would give them heart.
Are we buying and selling the Nuggets moves in free agency?
I'm buying that.
Oh.
Even though it does suck if Valanciunas
Valanciunas?
leaves, but still.
I'm buying 20 shares of it, JB.
I know
20
Joey-
shares?
Bye, JB.
You putting all your chips in,
Yeah.
Joey?
I'm
Beat,
buying that.
what
I'm
is
buying
it?
as well, JB, for the
Metcalf
reasons
style.
Joey laid out before too.
Okay.
Give me some shooters for the man who will consistently knock down shots.
I mean, Brown plays well with Joker.
Yes, he
You
does.
saw that in the finals.
That was
Brown
a big
realized
loss.
he made a
Losing
mistake.
him was huge.
Yeah.
That was a huge
Johnson-
Brown
loss.
was like that was a mistake.
Johnson's a good shooter, big wing, can play defense. Hardaway is a hired gun, can knock down threes. Valanciunas can be an awesome backup, can give them minutes on the court where they're not losing minutes with freaking DeAndre Jordan and that other guy they pay all that money to, who doesn't play at all.
On paper, Denver is definitely better, and they're going to have another year of Christian Brown, who gets better every year.
The question is, the West is like
Loaded.
the West is just super loaded. It makes no sense.
Loaded.
Yeah,
Loaded.
LeBron is just trying.
Like you could,
He
come
should.
out.
He's
come out
like,
the
I got to
West.
do what I did in 2010s. Get out of here.
If he really wanted to do that, Chris, he wouldn't be a $50 million salary. He'd be at $20 million.
Yeah,
Well, what they said is that way he can control where he goes. 'cause
he
teams
popped
can't
it in,
do
didn't he?
Teams can't just
Opted
now
in.
pay for him there, so he'll pick where he wants to go. Is why they said he did it.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know how calculated he is.
All right. Are we buying
he
or
is.
selling Clayton Kershaw's 3,000th strikeout? Is he one of the best pitchers of all time?
Yeah, I would say for sure. Last 20 years, probably top 3. So yeah, I'll say
You buying?
I'm definitely buying. Yeah, I think Joey's gonna bring up his playoff struggles, but
Oh my goodness.
he always does. Me and him have had huge arguments.
3,000 Ks? 3,000?
Will be the last guy. How many does Verlander have?
Let's look it up. Hold on. Let me
Come
check my sources real quick.
Hold on.
I gotta contact my people. Give me a second.
Does he have 3,000? He doesn't have 3,000.
I think he does.
Or does he have 3,000?
Verlander does, yeah.
Verlander. So
He
how
has a
many
lot.
does
He has more than Kershaw. Yeah.
How many does Scherzer have? But he was also a more
3,400. 3,400.
Scherzer or Verlander?
Scherzer.
Scherzer has
Verlander has 3,400 as well.
And what does Kershaw have?
Kershaw just got
3,000
3,000 last night.
Okay.
He's
But
30.
he wasn't as big of a strikeout guy as those two.
Shout out to Verlander, one of the greatest people ever from Old Dominion University.
Absolutely.
Top 5 athletes. Not
Oh,
number
for
1
sure.
though. Number 1 could be Nancy Lieberman.
Mary Andrade.
She coaches the big three.
Oh, that's right. She does.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, one of Button's favorite topics.
Hold up, JB. I didn't answer.
Oh yeah, we didn't answer JB. Now
Oh,
hang
my
on.
bad.
Mine's very easy, JB.
I think
This
you
guy,
was buying
he's a top 25
Buttons.
pitcher. He's a top 25 pitcher all time. It's a
You're
yes.
buying.
Buying.
Joey,
Button's already got his on his list. He's 18.
JB, I
First
am
ballot.
absolutely buying this. He is
okay.
a tremendous pitcher. And
Just
there is he's not on Pedro's level.
Oh my God. I didn't say that.
He's not on. He's no Pedro. He's no Rocket.
is he
Okay.
is he
Is he a-
Maddox?
Is he a
He's
Greg
no
Maddux?
Verlander.
Oh no, he's not Maddox at all. Maddox is ahead of those guys.
He's no Mad Dog.
Is
Tom
he
He is,
Glavine.
but he is great. He is great. Absolutely great.
Yeah, but do we have to change now what a pitcher looks like? Because all those guys you named,
Yes.
there's the fact that you named 10 guys or 8 guys all from the 90s, and now all of a sudden there's none. There's no way that pitching has gotten less talented. It's
Right.
just that these guys just aren't the same type of guys.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
don't
they
ask
are.
them to do as much.
He is those 3 guys of this. Those are
Yeah, they
the
just don't.
those are the top 3 guys of
Yeah, like I
of
think
this.
I don't think that there's ever going to be a pitcher now that is good
No.
as 90s or before that.
No.
Just because of what we ask these guys to do.
I don't see
So it's
anyone.
almost like, I mean, you think about Felix Hernandez, and I know Buttons will get into, I guess what I'm saying is from a Hall of Fame standpoint, he doesn't come close to the numbers, but no pitcher probably at this point ever will, with what the bar is always set at, like a certain amount of strikeouts.
About
Those
errors.
guys are just not. So, but you take Felix Hernandez, there were 5 or 6 years he was the best, probably top 3 pitcher in baseball. It's just not, those guys are just not going to see those guys anymore. So when do we start saying the bar is completely different? But yeah, either way, Kershaw is still up there.
Yeah.
Felix isn't on those guys' level, but I'm saying he was that dominant of a guy for 5 years. He didn't have the longevity that those guys did. He completely fell off. When he fell off, he fell hard.
Yeah.
But I think that the bar now has to be like 3,000. No one's going to get 3,000 strikeouts anymore, ever.
No.
No one's going to have any complete games. Their innings pitched are not going to be there anymore. Like, the new bar has got to change, because then now these pitchers are going to look horrible compared to the old ones.
Felix had 3 great years.
Yeah, but I'm saying you wonder if, like, it can't just be 3 pitchers in the next 15 years that get in.
Right.
Not
Greinke probably gets in.
probably.
Bringing gets in. Yes.
But that's what I mean. The bar is just got to, eventually it's got to change. But Felix was dominant in those. He was really good, those 3.
7
Yes, he was.
straight years, Chris. Kershaw was top 5 in Cy Young voting. Felix doesn't sniff that.
No,
Okay.
I'm not saying he's
Right.
on that level.
Right.
I mean, I'm saying that he's a first ballot. Those 3 are first ballot. These other guys are like, where does the conversation start to shift to, like, okay, this is what the new expectation of a pitcher is now.
Right.
You just don't see the innings anymore.
Well,
like, even now, like, you just don't see those guys.
Greinke's going to get in, but the closest guy to me, besides those 4, of Verlander, Kershaw, Scherzer, and Greinke, probably Chris Sale.
Yeah, I mean, he's
That's
dominant.
it. I mean, that's it. That's it, though. There's like
Yeah.
no one kind of, to me, that's approaching him other than those guys, other than Chris Sale.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. What, over the next 12 years is nobody's getting in?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, hopefully not.
They change the rules or something. They might
Hopefully
change
not,
the.
Chris. Hopefully, baseball does not succumb to the pressure.
They will, Buttons, and you'll be
Yeah,
there.
I mean,
to
Harold
check it.
Baines. If Harold Baines gets in,
Oh, don't even get me started.
when we went over there, I looked over, and my dad was just at Harold Baines' plaque, just giving it business. He was just,
And you don't belong.
he was just yelling at They had to pull him away.
Why?
You're a really good player.
Why?
You're a really good switch hitter.
You're where's this? Is this the Hall of really good? Where are we?
Exactly.
The security guard, like, sir, escort this
What's the
guy
problem
out.
with Harold Baines, man? What's his
Is-
beef?
Is Garrett Cole on sales level?
Buttons has got to run the numbers.
Because I think Garrett Cole might be sniffing.
Say, man, we are the kings of the side conversation, the tangent.
Sorry,
I think
JB.
Cole is right there with Chris.
No, he
Sale.
needs more. He needs more time.
This is what people love.
He's getting old too. He doesn't have a lot of time left.
Hey, so Chris, so your dad had a problem with Harold Baines being in the
he
Hall of
he
Fame?
didn't really do what I was saying, but he definitely does not like Harold Baines.
He's
but
a
my dad's like
compiler.
an old school purist.
He's the ultimate compiler.
Okay, what did he compile, Buttons?
Well, he played for 21 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And in those 21 years, he only amassed 384 home runs.
He's like Mike Evans on steroids.
In 22 years. In 22
The problem with JB is that
but Chris, by saying that, Buttons will now use that comment against you later.
he was
It'd be like, remember
never,
I used that?
he was never in the top 5 of MVP voting, JB. In fact, he only made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He made 6 All-Stars.
6 All-Star games in 22 years.
The problem is that because of all those guys that we grew up with in the 90s, almost all of them were steroid guys. They didn't have anyone to put in that era.
He had 4 pretty good years in a row where he was 20th in MVP voting, 10th in MVP voting, 13th, and 9th. That's it. That's the list.
That's crazy.
My dad and Joey also hate on Scott Rowland getting in. I don't hate that as much.
Really? Well, I mean, you have to take defensive statistics
because he's so good defensively.
I mean, you have to take those into account.
He's better than Harold Baines.
His defensive WAR is probably off the chart.
Andrew Jones is better than Harold Baines.
I would put Andrew Jones in over.
Andrew Jones is better than Harold Baines.
100%.
JB likes to hear that.
100%. Sorry, JB.
Andrew
Go ahead.
But the problem with Andrew Jones,
JB,
there were some years where he was batting like 230, but he was such a great defender. What's his name? Harold Baines played DH half the time.
Yeah.
Harold Baines is just like, my dad's like Buttons, where he would rather just nobody get in that year than just like say, well, we got to put in 5 or whatever.
Yep.
Like he just doesn't want to go, well, someone's got to get in, so we'll just lower.
Rowland was a 7-time All-Star, 8 Gold Gloves.
Andrew Jones was so elite in the field. Like I don't even know why he's not in.
He should get. He probably should. He should get in, Chris. He'll get in eventually, I would think.
And then Bonds and Clemens.
They should. 100%. They should be first ballot guys.
Bonds has a statue in front of his
About freaking time.
He got a statue coming out there. He has one now.
The only guy,
and he's not in the Hall of Fame.
The only guy that can say nobody in that building is better than me. Nobody.
He walks in like my dad does, just all to all of them.
You're not better than me.
I'm better than you, and I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
All right, guys. So I'm looking online here, and there's one guy who bet 300,000 on Texas to win the national championship at plus 500.
Was that Buttons?
Now we're talking.
And
as a surrogate.
And he bet 200,000 on Penn State to win at plus 750. And then he bet 115,000 on Clemson at 13-1.
Man.
So my question for you guys is, are you buying or selling the Texas Longhorns winning the national championship this year?
Oh, we know what Buttons is. Hold on, I got to think about that.
They are, for most places, the favorites on most sites. I did see one with Ohio State with the same odds as them, but everybody else has them usually as the top odds to win it. You buying or selling that, Chris?
Wait, that there's a chance or that they will?
Will win. You buying or selling?
You're saying there's a chance.
Sell. Sell.
What? I love to cause issues. This is what I love. I love that. That's the
You
best
knew
part.
you were-
It's the best part of the discourse. That's the best part of it.
you
The
knew
back
it,
and
you were
forth.
just waiting.
That's the best part. Joey, you buying or selling?
JB, I'm buying this.
How many shares?
I'm going to take 25 shares. Arch Buttons Mans is going to be very good. Texas
will be.
Sarkisian does a tremendous job of recruiting. He gets athletes that are
And
that
play
at
calling.
the
He's a
next
ridiculous
level.
play caller.
Yes,
Except down on the goal line.
Well, true, but other than
I am definitely
but he
buying
at least
this.
has some speed down there this year, right, Buttons?
Plenty.
I think there's a chance.
Okay. All right, but
We already know,
We
Buttons.
already know the answer to this, JB.
How many
He's
shares are you buying, Buttons?
He's buying.
However many that guy bought, Buttons is buying
pushing
the
all
same.
his chips
I'm
in.
in. I'm all in.
This
100
is
shares.
the year. This could be the year to get over the hump. I think I'm buying too. I'm buying.
They've got royalty on their team now, JB.
I'm buying.
Yes, they do, Buttons. Yes, they do.
He got royalty and loyalty inside his DNA. This is their song today. Okay, we are buying. So I know Chris is gonna sell because Chris has already been on a rant about Arch. I know the big-headed, big-eared guy from ESPN, Feinbaum. You know the guy. He loves
Feinbaum.
Feinbaum.
He loves it. He's been gassing up Arch Manning recently.
Oh, he loves Arch?
He loves
he
Arch
does.
Manning.
Oh, does he?
That's
Loves
a tad concerning, but that's okay.
Yeah, he loves it. Yeah.
Buttons like, let me pull back. I'll go 98 shares now.
Yeah. All right. It's time for the business line.
Yes.
Bottom line.
Appreciate you, JB. Appreciate you, fellas. Call it what you will, but we experienced one of the biggest shocking upsets in a while this past week. No, I'm not talking about Mike Brown landing in New York. I'm, of course, talking about Coco Gauff's first-round exit, unfortunate, in Wimbledon. Coco Gauff, the number 2 seed, mind you, was bounced from Wimbledon in the first round on Tuesday by 42nd ranked unseeded Ukrainian Diana Yastremska. This shocking defeat came after Gauff captured her second Grand Slam title earlier this month with a victory at the French Open, making her the third woman in the Open era to fall in the first round at Wimbledon after winning at Roland Garros.
Yikes.
Gauff fell to her unseeded opponent due in part to her 29 unforced errors, including 9 double faults. The stunning nature of Gauff's loss was compounded by the fact that Yastremska did not have a victory over a top 10 player all year long. More importantly, the fourth round is the furthest Gauff's made it at Wimbledon ever. She's been knocked out in the fourth round in 2 of the past 3 years. Tuesday was also a tough day for another American woman at the tournament, number 3 seed Jessica Pegula, as she was eliminated in the first round earlier in that day as well. But Pegula is no Coco Gauff. Look, here is the Buttons bottom line. I love Coco. I root for Coco.
Coco?
I love Coco. Tennis needs that next big female star, and I am on record saying that it will be her. But until she starts winning majors, and I mean all types of majors, she will only be an afterthought to most, and that's a shame because she is special. Coco, be that star we all know you can be. Please. I'm out.
Neither.
I agree. I mean, that's a ridiculous loss. I wonder what that line was. I'm looking to see if I can find.
Yep. Yeah, it was disappointing.
Wasn't George, didn't he call himself, was he Coco? What was he? No, he was T-Bone.
Coco the monkey.
He was T-Bone, but he wanted to be T-Bone, right?
Yeah.
But then remember he was arguing. He was like, He was like, "Oh, I'll take a T-bone." The other guy's like, "I'll also take a T-bone." You're like, "We're gonna call you T-bone." Old Coco.
Oh, you go to monkey. Oh my goodness. That's the one where the guy said, that's what the guy said. He said, "Well, you a jerk." He said, "Well, you're the best seller."
Well, the jerk store called.
Yeah.
They're running out of you.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Difference.
You're their all-time best
Yeah,
seller.
you know, all the time. Then he says, at the end, he says, "I slept with your wife."
Sex with your wife. But his wife's in a coma.
Costanza, man. Costanza. Can't stand you. Can't stand you. All right, Joey, how did your bets do last week? Because you know, once you went into the whatever you were talking about last week, the pickle nickel or pumpernickel.
What was it? Scarfunkel or something?
No, it was Snooker.
Snooker. I checked out, so I kind of blacked out on the whole thing. I was like, I'm not even looking at this on FanDuel. So how'd you do?
Uh-oh.
Didn't go as planned, JB. You live and you learn.
Oh my goodness.
What'd you learn? Don't do snooker or what?
I've learned to stay on the road.
Okay.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Oh my.
Oh Lord. All right. What's the lock for the week, man?
The lock for the week. Let me remind the millions watching this podcast that 3 wise men of betting and fantasy sports have told me to stick to what works.
Now we're talking.
Therefore, I will be going money line for all 3 of this 3-leg parlay. This will be all Major League Baseball tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh,
For the 4th of July, the 249th birthday of the United States of America.
mm-hmm.
And it starts at 11:06 a.m. because the Sox, with Lucas Giolito, who wants some revenge against his old team, will be coming to D.C., and Giolito will be leaving a winner. Sox money line.
Love that one.
We're going to go to Philly. Cincinnati's coming into Philly. Cincinnati, I almost said is awful. They're playing some decent ball, but their offense is just so down and down.
Better be careful with this one.
Not up and down, down and down. And somehow they're just a few games out of first place. I'm gonna take the Phillies money line.
That one,
You know who Cincinnati has on that mound, don't you?
Who's pitching for Cincinnati?
Abbott.
Jim Abbott. Remember?
Which I saw. My first no-hitter that I ever saw watching the full game, Jim Abbott throwing that.
Jim Abbott. He threw and then he took the mitt and put it on the other.
He sure did. He sure did.
All right.
Lastly, I gotta give it up. Buttons Blue Jays are playing some ball right now. As a matter of fact, they're I believe Buttons Blue Jays are in first place as of tonight. They secured. Did they beat the Yankees yesterday?
Yes.
Get the broom out.
They beat
I
them.
feel a curse coming on, Buttons.
Get the broom out.
Be careful,
them up.
Buttons.
They
I feel
beat
a
them.
curse.
Yeah, so they
Put
beat them
Put
today.
the beat down on them. Although you did come back a little bit the other night.
They did, and then they came back to lose.
Yeah.
Judge hit a bomb.
Yankees
and
are
then
having
they ended up losing anyway.
a tough month and a week. They finished 500 last month, and now they haven't won a game in July yet because of Button's first place Blue Jays, who I'm going to be taking money line. Let's see. The Angels are coming in. I'll take Toronto money line. The Blue Jays aren't losing right now.
Flowers on the mound too. That's a good thing.
Happy belated Canada Day, by the way. I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Google, when was Canada Day?
Canada Day is July 1st every year.
It was
Always
3
July
days.
1st. All right, July 1st.
In
Okay.
1867, which created Canada.
Happy belated Canada Day. Will they still celebrate Canada Day when it becomes part of the United States?
Oh my God.
Just wondering.
We're looking to grab them up like a business.
A lot of malarkey
Muted,
going
man.
on again. A lot of malarkey. But
I get muted for a second,
he
man.
muted him.
What,
He muted him.
what are we talking about here, man? Go ahead. You can unmute, man. Go ahead and unmute.
Oh man.
Maybe that's just the and stuff. Just throwing it out there.
And stuff.
Just
Got it.
wondering. That's a bet he saw at one point.
Canada's going to be the 51st state. It's like
The 51st state, it's going to be so much better for them unless you're a poor Canadian.
oh my
Oh
god.
my
All right,
dear
Isaiah,
Lord.
what's the odds on this one, buddy?
JB, the odds for
See your agenda on here.
you said the odds for the lock
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah. Plus.
plus 391.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's when I got it.
He got in. Have they? Hey, cash out yet?
Oh, stop it, Chris.
You know it's already showing, Chris. You know it's
They know.
already
They know
showing.
who puts that in.
They know something we don't.
As is
Oh, God.
as is the big fella.
Big
Yeah,
boy.
But
They-
the thing is
what we got?
when
They want to give it right back to me and more.
they're like, here comes the Luke Littler.
Even
Always.
I took
No,
that
no,
bet
no.
off, Chris. I actually took,
Sorry.
I had
Dang it.
Luke Littler on this. I decided to take it off.
Mhm.
That's
Oh,
where you went
God.
wrong. You're not listening to this wise man.
Eventually,
Mhm.
they're gonna treat me like that Rivers Place treated you, Chris.
They're gonna,
That's
they're
what's
gonna
gonna happen.
limit. The thing is, you probably have to bet more than $1 because they can only limit you to so low. So you got to try to test the ceiling there on how much you can bet.
They're gonna.
It may
treat
have already
me the
limited you,
same.
you just didn't know because you don't bet enough.
Yes. All right. So the big boys plus 1279,
Oh, not too big.
nine
bad.
legger,
9 legs. 9 legs. Okay.
all Wimbledon,
Oh,
That's tough.
really?
all Wimbledon.
Oh no.
That is. We've seen what that happens.
A little bit of I sprinkled in men's and women's.
You did a little salt
Okay.
bag,
It's a little tiny bit.
just a.
And by the way, it's all money line.
Now we're talking.
This is gonna hit.
This is
We
good.
about to be
He's feeling it.
we about to be rich.
Oh my god. Okay.
Financially, that is, because we're already rich. We got the best show.
But I'm about to do some Dave
on
Chappelle stuff.
podcast.
I'm going to chill out. I'm about to go Dave Chappelle, but I ain't going to do it. Go
All
ahead.
right,
Joey.
here we
Tell me.
go. Men's side. Andre Rublev. Money line.
Ballot.
RUBLEV.
He's ranked, right? He's good usually.
I believe so.
He's good.
He is good.
Yep.
Doesn't matter in this tournament, doesn't seem like.
And I may not know if which one is men's and which one is women based on.
Say their names, bruh.
Okay. All right. Women's side. Madison Keys, USA. Money line.
I like that one. He should roll.
Linda Noskova, women's.
Ooh.
Money line.
Just Gova.
Noskova, JB.
I was close. I had NUSCOVA.
Okay. Sonia Kartal, KARTAL. Money line. I don't know if this is male or female. Taylor Fritz.
You don't gotta say money line, Joey. We know you're all money line. Go ahead.
All money
Fritz
line.
is Fritz
But
is,
it just sounds so much better, JB.
Fritz
Okay.
is men, I think.
Fritz,
Fritz is men.
money line.
Fritz
Could be
is
tough.
hopefully not on the Fritz, but go ahead.
I think isn't he the best American we've got?
I think he is.
Mhm.
I know Taylor Fritz. Yeah.
Taylor Fritz.
Let's stay men. João Fonseca.
Who?
Fonseca.
I'm looking
Money
here.
line.
Favorite minus 215.
Okay.
I got it at minus 230.
Oh my goodness.
What's the last guy's name again?
Fonseca.
Fonseca.
That means it's going the wrong way, Joey.
Fonseca. JB.
It is. Let's go back to the women.
Women's okay.
You got 3 more.
Alina Svitolina.
Oh my God.
What?
Svitolina. Svitolina. Money line.
Uh-huh.
Sabalenka.
Now we're talking.
She's very good.
She's a minus 400. What'd you get that at?
Minus 375.
Uh-oh. There we go.
It's going
That's
up.
good.
Oh,
That's
Money
good.
line.
Sabalenka should handle her.
How many is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
One more. I'm going to sprinkle in a little men's doubles.
Oh my God.
I mean, should you? All right.
Marcelo Arevalo and Mate Pavic. Money line.
You don't want to put Alcaraz in there?
Didn't put Alcaraz on their buttons.
Okay.
Button, you can do that. All right, here we go. Tomorrow is the 4th of July, and it's getting late early.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm tired. Had to drive through pick up my nephew today out in Maryland, and traffic is on the 3rd of July.
It was silly.
Brutal.
Yeah. Anyway, the lock, MLB, we got the Red Sox, Philly, and the Blue Jays all money line at plus 391. And for the big boy all money line, Rublev, Pease, Noskova, Cartel, Fritz, the other guy, Fonseca,
Fonseca.
Svitolina, Sabalenka.
She's actually real good.
The last 2, I'm not even putting them on mine anyway.
Arevalo and Pavic.
Yeah, I'm going with Buds. I'm gonna throw Alcaraz on there for me.
Alcaraz is a minus 3,500. He probably won't even move the needle.
I don't care. I need a lock. I feel good.
I just looked. It said 2, 3, 4, and 5 have all lost in women so far.
Yeah,
crazy, man.
2, 3, 4, 5. Wow.
Keys, I think, is 6, so she's the second best player left.
Yeah.
That just shows you there how hard tennis and Joey's gonna knock 7 of them out.
Yes,
Joey said he's got a lock. It's good.
Be a piece of cake.
It's time to get paid.
Piece of pie.
Time to get your stacks up.
All night.
I mean, it's good
also,
for,
guys,
it's
who
good
y'all
for
got?
Sabalenka.
Last thing, who y'all got on Sunday? USA or Mexico?
You don't have to ask me, JB.
USA. They always play close no matter
You
what.
don't have to ask me.
I'm going USA.
You got Mexico, Joey?
No.
You got to go USA here.
Absolutely not.
Playing that anyway.
Where is that?
Hope they're playing in Mexico.
I don't.
No, I think it's in
Houston. It's in Houston.
Yeah,
it's in our NRG Stadium.
Be careful, everyone going to that game. Be careful. It's a trap.
Let's think of the same thing.
It is a complete trap. You know who's going to be there, and they're going to be mad.
I was thinking the same thing. That's a perfect, like that. You see the movie, the Trap? You see that movie?
No.
Trap, no.
Oh, it's the one where they try to catch the serial killer, and they have a concert just to catch him.
Oh boy.
I think it's
you know what someone's going to be like. They're going to be like, "Is that Dr. Phil?"
Is that from 2024? JB, is it recent?
I missaid the name.
Is it recent?
Yeah, it's recent. It's Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett. Yeah, Trap. Okay, I've never seen it. Interesting.
You should.
Putting it on his list. He's
I'll put it on my list. I'll put it on my list right now.
Yeah, it's pretty pretty. The guy, the producer, M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, yeah.
He's okay. But sometimes I just he made one movie back in the day that I was like, I hate this guy.
Sometimes his movies are kind of weird, JB. Too.
You know, I
Sometimes
know.
they
Like,
are.
no, this one movie he made though, I just like, I was done. I was
What
completely
was the
blown.
movie?
I'll tell you here in a second.
He's had some sweet ones though, also.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That's some
I
lesser-
see
some
dead,
lesser-
I see
lesser
dead
known
people.
actors, you
Of
know.
course, that one was good. The Unbreakable ones were good too. The Village was the one I hated. The Village,
Weird.
Oh, I like The Village.
It's
I did too.
weird. It's weird.
I did too.
dude. First of all, listen, how you gonna have me thinking that we in the medieval ages, we got monsters out there, and it's at the end of the movie, the girl goes to the fence. There's a freaking road there.
There's a switcheroo. There's a little
The
switcheroo.
old
on it.
switcheroo.
That's what he does. He does the old switcheroo.
Nah, that was trash, man.
Oh, I thought it was pretty sweet.
I thought that I actually liked that one.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. I disagree with y'all.
Well, I think that's what he is. He's a polarizing director for sure.
Now, the rest I liked The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable. Those movies were pretty good.
He had a weird
Especially,
one with
I
Mark
love- The
Wahlberg.
best one to me was Glass. That was the best one. That was so hilarious.
What was the
Glass.
one he had with? He had one with Mark Wahlberg.
He
It was
did.
right around that time where it was like something with. Didn't he
Signs.
do? He did
Signs.
Signs, but that's
Oh,
not
Signs.
that's not the one.
Okay, gotcha.
He did. Signs was really good, but that wasn't. What was Wahlberg's? It
Oh,
was like
The
something with,
Happening. The
The
Happening.
happening.
yeah, it was like
That's
with
when the
plants
trees
or
were
something.
killing you.
It was
That's
like
right.
yeah, the trees. Yeah, that was it.
The wind blows, and all of a sudden you just.
It was something with like the oxygen or something with
It's a
the.
high ground. He's just.
That was another weird one.
Wait, what's going on? All right, the wind starts blowing. You just. The wind's blowing. You try
I can't
to
when
outrun
JB does
the
that,
wind.
man. I can't when JB does. It's
It's
like, you know what
outrun
that
the
is?
wind,
You know what
guys.
that is? I will rewatch this show sometimes when JB is describing the raccoons outside with the garbage can.
that's funny.
So was that?
I
That's
remember
a
that.
classic.
That's an
episode.
early one, JB. Early.
I know. I was sitting here talking. I got up. The raccoon was on the trash can. But never forget that, man. Because I was like, hold on, this a human or a raccoon out
Oh.
here?
Like the raccoons on the Great Outdoors.
Oh yeah, those were sweet.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy. Rocket.
Rocket, that's what you had out there.
Oh my God. Guys, y'all enjoy the 4th of July.
Happy birthday, USA.
Yeah, happy
And,
birthday.
enjoy the weekend. See y'all next week, hopefully. Be good
Yeah.
for next week. Joey?
Are you
Should
good?
be.
Aren't you out of
I'm
town?
good. I'm not flying out until that Saturday.
Okay.
And also, Joey, you mentioned something else, but I'm sure you're not gonna come through with it.
We're gonna check it out, JB. Let's see what's going
I
on.
don't know, man. You better tighten up then.
I got you.
Okay. And invite Buttons too. Maybe he'll actually come out the house.
Definitely will.
What day?
He don't know yet.
What do you mean you don't know yet?
He doesn't know yet. It's always him.
You see this July sports schedule for my kids?
Those are
I
all
see-
Wednesdays.
I see a lot of days that are open though.
I see some. There's some days that are open, JB.
Okay.
Yeah, fill her up fast.
Yeah.
Got to get
Gotcha.
in on the button schedule.
Got your buttons.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Hey, that's good though, Buttons. It's good that you guys. I love seeing the videos you post on Facebook. The kids swimming and competing and stuff.
Yes.
Oh, dude, are they in competition for swimming?
Yeah, they're on the swim team.
Oh man, they'd smoke me then.
They do well.
be-
They do well.
All right, guys. Y'all
All
have
right,
a
guys.
great evening. Enjoy tomorrow. And everybody's off tomorrow, right? Except for you, Chris. Are you working tomorrow?
Off.
I'll probably I'll work in the morning, but I don't have to
Oh,
go
okay.
out and work.
Oh, okay.
So
Joey, you working? They got 10 jobs.
I don't think so, but I may have to talk to Chris and Diesel to see what's
hey,
going
we got crews running until 12 o'clock. So if you want to get out there, they're going early. So
I may have to.
Oh my god.
they'll be done by 12 though, Joey. So
I may
Oh
have to.
God, man.
check
Hey,
that
guys,
out.
y'all have a good one, man.
all right, guys.